Hello, welcome back to Truthseekerstea. My name is Kate, and I'm so excited to have you here for today's Pick a Card reading. We're going to be looking at what major blessing are you manifesting right now? What is your soul consciously and subconsciously really desiring? So I asked Spirit what top to do, and I saw the Nine of Cups. So I feel like this is about what wish fulfillment have you guys been really focusing on or really desiring. And we're going to be doing an energy check-in just to see what the backdrop of your current energy is like, what you've been going through. So we'll get an energy check-in to make sure that you do feel aligned with your reading. Then we'll be looking at what is the wish fulfillment that you want for you to come in. And then we'll be looking at how you can speed up that manifestation and guidance on how you can better align with the manifestation that you are trying to bring towards yourself. So there are 3 piles to choose from. I pulled these from the African Goddess Oracle. And I'm just hoping that you guys can tune in subconsciously intuitively to which pile you feel the most drawn to. I would say don't worry about what each card says. I'm actually not going to read them because I feel like what's more important is which pile you're just feeling drawn to. So for pile number 1, we do have this card that has this woman with like a spider energy coming through her and on her back, and we have this yellow crystal along with her. For pile number 2, we have this more beautiful landscape with lots of water and greenery around it with this green aventurine crystal. And for pile number 3, we have this woman who is sitting with her candles reading a book, and we have the red jasper crystal to go along with this pile. So whichever one you're feeling most intuitively drawn to, go ahead and pick that pile. I will have the timestamps linked underneath in the description box, and I'll give you guys another second just to kind of tap into which pile you want. And without further ado, I will see you at your pile. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this Aunt Nancy betrayal card with this yellow crystal, then this is going to be your reading. I went over in the intro what we're going to be looking at, but really quickly, we are going to be looking at what blessings and wish fulfillments are you currently manifesting, and then we'll be getting guidance as to how you can better align with those and shift your energy more in a positive direction. So, or more alignment with your soul and where you're trying to head. So I'm going to start off with an energy check-in just to see what the backdrop of your energy is. So with all readings, I feel like it's important to take what resonates, as in knowing where you are on the timeline of the pile, because a lot of times it will be that you can just be coming into this energy. This could be definitely a past energy, but the purpose of this energy check-in is really to help you know whether or not you resonate with the pile and to kind of help you quickly understand. Look at that 3 of Swords in reverse coming out. I'm actually going to take it because before I started filming this video, I got 2 channeled songs and I just intuitively felt it was supposed to go with this first pile. So I feel like for you guys, pile number 1, you're going to know quickly whether or not this feels like it resonates with you. But I feel like you guys are in a major time period of needing to heal from some sort of, it could literally be a betrayal, but I feel like it could have to do with love, but it also could be friendship, but there's just a feeling of your heart having been stabbed. Or the 2 songs that came through, the first one was Gotta Stay High All the Time to Keep You Off My Mind. So I feel like some of you guys might be in a really difficult time period right now, and you may just want some like inspiration of how to get out of the darkness. But I do feel like you guys have been thrust into some sort of darker time period. Maybe through some sort of betrayal or some sort of heartbreak here. Another song that came through before I started filming, and I just felt like it was her pile number 1, was Lily Allen's Smile. And like that song is all about like basically this guy betraying her, and just like her being like, when you cry, it makes me smile. And like, it's kind of funny. You guys should listen to that if you are resonating with it, but it kind of makes lighthearted energy out of a more heavy sort of heartbreak. And she's kind of just in her sort of resentment phase. So you guys may be dealing with anger or resentment or pain in response to something that someone has done to you or something like that. Okay, so if this isn't your pile, that's totally okay. You might want to check out another one, but that is what I'm getting really strongly for this pile. What else, Spirit, is the backdrop of this energy? Pile number 1. What are they going through? What's the overall energetic atmosphere around pile number 1 right now? Yeah, 10 of Wands, and look at that. It's like I feel like you've reached the end of, it's like something has become too much of a burden. And I'm seeing this like crying person on the phone. And so you guys may be dealing with a lot of heavy energy, really heavy, really dense. I'm imagining someone like calling their parent or like calling their mom and like crying on the phone to them about something that's happened. And so I just feel like there's something that's really been weighing super heavily on you guys. Oh my gosh, sorry if that was really loud. That's like my angel wing lighting. I'm just gonna put it back up. Sorry about that. All right, so for pile number 1, what else? What are they currently going through? A Page of Wands. Yeah, maybe you're looking for a new path too. It's like something has reached the end of the, it's like you can go no further in a certain direction. So this could be person, place, or situation, but it's something where you can no longer walk down this path. And also with the Page of Wands, what I'm getting here is you may have like lost your innocence through this situation, or you may have just like walked into this path like very and when I say walk into this path, you could have walked into this relationship, this situation that I feel really hurt you, with such a lightheartedness and an innocence to you. And I feel like it's almost like you feel like your light's being put out by something. Yeah. What else is going on? Pile number 1. What's the atmosphere around them? The Empress in reverse. Yeah. And what Spirit is telling me is that there's an energy here of kind of questioning yourself, questioning your worth. People may have really stomped on you, or a person has, where your kindness was taken for granted, I feel like, in this situation. And there's just a feeling of you being a very high value person. The Empress, for me, when it comes out in reverse, can really feel like someone who doesn't know their own value yet, or someone who hasn't been treated with their value. I feel like with the Empress, like it's like a situation where your loving energy, your empathy, your good vibes, your love, even with these roses, was really taken advantage of. And maybe someone, yeah, there's just a feeling of your heart being taken advantage of, or all this burden and stress being put on you. Maybe someone else dumped their issues on you, or that's been happening for some time. But I feel like Spirit's saying, it's like you got to the end of the line with something. You may have been really trying to push forward, or keep fighting your way through some difficult relationship, some difficult situation that wasn't serving you. But because of your like optimism and kind-heartedness, it's almost like I feel like you started pouring your cup into a situation where you weren't getting anything back. And then I feel like you found out, I feel like something reached the end of the line here, basically. Like I feel like some situation really hit its like, there's no going further here because I've already burnt myself out on this. And like, now I just feel like I'm kind of realizing the betrayal here. Yeah, we have Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. And it's like everything I feel like maybe has shifted. We have the 9 of Pentacles at the back of the deck, which I'm not going to take back of deck energy today. I'll just check it out. But yeah, so with the Wheel of Fortune, there may have been some major shift, or it's like I feel like something came in your life, and like by associating with this energy, it like dragged you down is kind of what I'm getting. And there was some sort of reversal where it's like I feel like you're someone who is really connected with Spirit, someone who you didn't know what you were getting yourself into is kind of what I'm getting. So there could have been some person that it's like you never had come across this energy before, so there was no way to be wiser to it, is what I'm getting. And you may have internally betrayed yourself by ignoring red flags, or ignoring like certain telltale signs that something was off. And yeah, you might have just had optimism towards it, or you may have just, maybe you thought you could even turn the situation around, is what I'm getting with the Wheel of Fortune here. Yeah, I just feel like you really dedicated yourself to someone that was draining your energy and became just too much work for you. And then I feel like you ended up feeling betrayed at the end of this. And it feels like you're kind of coming out of that. And so now you're kind of thinking about more positive energies, like what's coming next, like what can I kind of look forward to, is like the energy I'm getting. But let's get a couple more to see what else. I just saw what is hidden will be revealed and no one is yours but you. Yeah, and so you may have taken on someone else's problems. You may have had a run-in with like a narcissistic type of energy, or an energy that very much extracts from, you know, so, like an energy vampire here. What else? What is pile number one? What have they been dealing with? Something that is never truly yours. Inside looking out. Visions. Yeah, and I'm just getting that you had such a better vision for what, I feel like you walked in with rose-tinted glasses, or you thought you could make things better. And it's because you're someone who sees the light in people. And I feel like you may be feeling left out now, is kind of what I'm getting. Yeah, maybe you clung on really hard to something and trying to fix it, or maybe there's a person or a situation that you felt like if you put more effort in, or if you show more loyalty to it, or you know, you push more love in a situation, it's bound to improve. But there's almost a feeling of needing to realize that you may be feeling left out from it, or maybe someone like, yeah, you might have been outcasted or something like that. Let me get a couple more. What's going on? Yeah, we have justice. Something was really unfair is what I'm getting. Look at that. Your light and share tenderness. There's an energy of you wanting to help someone or something, some situation. You wanted justice to come. But there's almost this feeling of with something that is never truly yours. What am I getting from that? It's like no matter how much you wanted to like pour into this person or situation, it's like, oh, now a song that's coming in is this song that's like, and nothing hurts anymore. I feel kind of free. We're still the kids we used to be. And then it says, I won't sing. I know like the singing can be annoying, but I'll give you, or I don't actually think it's annoying. I just understand that I'm not the best singer. So I'll just give you guys the lyrics. But it says, I've been trying to make you love me, and all it does is push you further away from me. And it's like, once again, I'm a child. And it's like a really beautiful healing song. But I feel like you've been having to piece yourself back together. Maybe you've been feeling isolated at this point, or maybe a lot's changed in your life and you've kind of had to like take a step back or something. So yeah, you guys may be in a very energetically sensitive space, or maybe that was in your recent past. Is kind of what I'm getting. But I feel like there's this energy of just trying to help, but feeling like the more you try to help, the more you're hurting yourself, and the more the situation's falling apart, and the more you're falling apart too. Yeah. Co-create. Yeah, and you may be, it's like there's an energy here of like, we also have TikTok here. What I kind of feel is that, yeah, between worlds here as well. I definitely feel like you guys are in a transitionary time period of going from a darker place to a brighter place. Then we have the fates at the back of the deck. So what I'm getting is that I feel like you've been learning a lesson about, there's a feeling of feeling like you ran out of time, or feeling like if you could have put more energy in, you could have gone further. But with co-create coming out, you're learning a lesson actually right now about how sometimes things are just dead ends, and like creation isn't supposed to feel like the 10 of Wands, right? The 10 of Wands usually indicates that there's some sort of unfair share of energy and responsibility being taken. I feel like you were taking on too much responsibility in trying to manifest something, but it wasn't like the plan that spirit had for you, or you can't go against. With the Wheel of Fortune, there's a feeling of no matter how much effort you put into something, no matter what you try to do, even with the best intentions, is another thing I want to say, because you're not coming in any way selfishly. It's more that you altruistically wanted to manifest a better outcome in this situation. But Spirit's saying like you weren't tearing away from other people to do that with like selfish intentions. It was like you were tearing at yourself to do that. And Spirit's saying, you can't manifest against, it's like in a backwards way almost, because sometimes this card will come out when people are too much in their yang energy and they're too focused on what they want to happen, that they're disregarding like what's best for everyone in the situation. It's more like you're disregarding what's best for you. And so Spirit, it's like something was called time here, or there's just a feeling of you feeling like you ran out of energy, ran out of time, but it was because there was a need to let spirit work with you to create your manifestation, and understand that you can't bring people with you to the light. So if you want to manifest a higher reality for yourself, you may have been trying to bring everyone with you or bring this situation with you. But what I'm getting is that there's a need to learn that you haven't done anything wrong. Number one is what I'm kind of getting. I feel like there's a need to not feel shameful or not feel like you failed or something like that, because you haven't. But there's a need to let spirit work with you more and let spirit carry out your desires and your manifestation, and trust that they will bring everything together in the way that makes most sense for you. But sometimes we do have to learn to not sacrifice, but adhere to the law, which is basically understanding that these people will come around in their own time. And the people that we feel so bad that we couldn't carry them with us, right, to the light, it's meant to be that way. And it's not possible to carry such a heavy load with you. And it's not something you're supposed to do, because sometimes what can make me feel better in these situations is kind of accepting that the kindest thing you can do for people, if they are not like vibing on your level and like you're trying to bring them up and you want to fix them and you want to bring them with you, but you keep just getting hurt by associating with the situation or the person, understand the best thing you can do is move on, because that puts them in the best situation to grow. So sometimes I'll feel this guilt of wanting to bring people with me or feeling like that's the only way forward, but I've really had to learn that. And so I feel like some of you guys may be learning lessons of how to put yourself first and understand that that's always the best thing for everyone involved, is to put yourself first. Because I feel like there's people in this group, some of you guys I feel that may still want to help this person or still want to help this situation, even though you're the one that's been hurt. It's like you've been hurt here, but you are someone that's important too, right? And so I almost just feel like there's a need to understand that you're helping people by protecting yourself. I'm gonna get a sip of water. I'm gonna get one of these, and then we'll move on into what you are manifesting, what blessings. I know this is a little bit heavier, but I felt a little bit of a heavy energy here, which is no problem. It's like we all have our seasons, right? What energy was in the most recent past here? What are we moving into as a transition here? Spirit, for pile number 1. What are we leaving behind? What are we moving into? Aw. Okay, it says, I forgive myself for being ashamed of the ways in which I've shown up and behaved in the past. Yeah, and I was getting a sense of shame or a sense of loss and feeling like you ran out of time or feeling like you need to redeem yourself or change the way that everything has happened. But it says, I choose to believe that when I accept all aspects of my being, I find greater acceptance of others, creating the possibility for even deeper connection. Okay, yeah. And so I'm also getting, if some of you guys are the person, which I feel like it would be rare maybe, that you guys would be the person that betrayed someone else, but I feel like there's a feeling of both parties here feeling regret and feeling shame around the way that things happened and almost just wanting to hold on to the situation to change what's happened. But I feel like there's a need to accept whatever was brought out of you in this situation. If you were brought to like your breaking point and like you started doing things or acting in a way that like it is embarrassing for you or is something that you're ashamed of, spirit's wanting you to let go of the sense of shame or let go of who you became when you were drained. Because a lot of you guys, I also feel like, are putting a lot of pressure on yourself or taking blame for a situation that you didn't do anything in, that it was only a lesson for you to recognize how to pull back your own energy is what I'm feeling, and to let spirit take care, because I feel like there's a need to kind of give it up to spirit and not feel so responsible. Because yeah, there's a feeling of you may feel responsible for the way that this situation played out, but spirit's saying that it was actually like divine intervention to kind of put space here or shed a light on something that was really draining you or something that really shouldn't have continued on further, is what I'm getting, to push you into a transition point. So I feel like spirit's saying they're doing this and they're doing it for your own good, like the universe with the Wheel of Fortune there. And to understand that in time, you will understand why things had to go this way and you will see where this ends up in your story. But yeah, I feel it in my heart and I feel a really tense sense of sadness and a feeling of still holding on to what you thought the situation could have ended up as. And so you may be like hurting yourself with that by not accepting the way it did go, and kind of taking it as a lesson that sometimes we have to protect ourselves and we have to put ourselves first. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to be looking into a little bit of like a lighter energy. We're going to be looking at what blessing you are manifesting and how to align with that faster. And also be kind to yourself. That's another message that I'm getting, is to not beat yourself up for anything that's happened in this situation, and to understand like you did the best that you could, and there was really nothing that you like needed to do better, basically. Everything's happened as it needed to already. And even though sometimes it can feel unfulfilling how the situations end up, especially if you end up feeling hurt, and there could be a need of wanting to fix it, or like you guys may sometimes just feel like take on the responsibility to fix situations that have gone wrong. But Spirit's really encouraging you to like let it be with this one. So right now, let it be. This one's upside down. Oh no, it's not. Oops. All right. So what is pile number 1 currently manifesting? Sorry, I just got the piles mixed up a little bit. And sometimes it's like having to grapple with the part of ourselves that this could even be about self-betrayal, you guys. Like there may be a situation where you're feeling tempted to betray yourself, or go back to something that hurts you, or mend a situation that doesn't serve you. You know, it doesn't help you. And there's kind of a need to let Spirit take care of what's supposed to be taken care of, because it only is a burden on you at this point. And Spirit really isn't wanting you to take on that burden. So anyways, what is pile number 1 manifesting? What wish fulfillments are they manifesting right now? What wish fulfillment is coming their way? What wish fulfillment is coming their way? Page of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Awesome. 8 of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. Hey. Beautiful. Let's get one more. 4 of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. And 7 of Swords at the back of the deck. All right. I'm going to keep it here, actually, because I feel like it does give me context in this case. So what I'm getting for you guys, pile number 1, you guys are manifesting a new beginning that's actually going to lead you to a lot of happiness and stability. So I would say one of the biggest things you guys are manifesting is true abundance, stability. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. I'm going to get into that in a second, but I first want to say with the Page of Pentacles coming out first, you're manifesting a new pathway, a new opportunity to find stability with the 4 of Pentacles here as well. This is all, you have so many pentacles coming out, and it's relating to your happiness. Okay. So the biggest thing for you guys is stepping into grounded action, grounding yourself, right? So if you guys are very emotional people, you guys may get in your heads. We're working on the pentacle suit. This is your next phase of your life. And so I feel like there's going to be a very fruitful seed that you're going to plant. But it does involve you walking away from the situation, or the person that we were talking about in the past, because the 8 of Cups is about walking away from something you've already put a lot of energy into. And I know you have, and I know that's something that makes it really hard for you, because I feel like you guys are the very loyal type, the type that want to like you will, like what I'm seeing is, I'm also hearing, my homeboy, my rotten soldier. You know that from, if you guys watch Into the Shadows, What We Do in the Shadows. Love that show. I recommend it. But I'm seeing you guys being very loyal friends and just loyal people. And you get very attached to people. And I feel like you're the type to like always love people and like really almost to your own detriment, loving people so hard. But I feel like what Spirit is saying, there's a new pathway opening as you walk away from, as you focus on your grounding and your security. The next pathway is walking away from emotional turbulence, walking away from risk taking. You're walking away from risking your heart is what I'm getting. And I feel like you're going to be wearing your heart somewhat less on your sleeve, okay? Moving into the future. And that's not something that you're always going to feel, but what I'm getting is you will, as soon as you get yourself grounded, and you move forward into this Queen of Pentacles era and Four of Pentacles. And Four of Pentacles can be a more negative or like sometimes it can be, but in this case, Spirit's encouraging you to be guarded and hold on to your security over taking risks, right? Because I feel like you've been in this era of taking risks. And what I mean by risk is like jeopardizing your own security for love or something like that. But I feel like this next phase is going to be not allowing, look at the Lovers underneath that. You're going to be getting clarity within love, especially, and I'm going to talk about, you have a divine counterpart coming in, or at least this very strong soulmate connection coming in for you as you walk away from this. But you're going to be look at that Ace of Cups underneath. After this Five of Cups, after this era of grief that you're going through, your opening room for the Two of Cups is coming in, and this new emotional opportunity with this King of Pentacles or this Queen of Pentacles, depending on your energy. You're going to be getting clarity on how to recognize a relationship for true love, unconditional love, and how to recognize a situation that has Seven of Swords energy, which is about secrets, strategy. And you're going to become wiser with this Ace of Swords. You're going to be having realizations to be able to see through genuine love offers, behaviors that are in alignment with grounded loving is what I want to say, and people that are just going to kind of cause you to feel insecure or kind of push your buttons because they're confusing, or they're playing a game, or they have an agenda with the Seven of Swords. And I feel like you're protecting yourself against agenda type people, and you're going to be gravitating yourself towards new paths. This could even be within career, especially if this was a career situation for you. I feel like you guys are going to be stepping into a much more grounded way of making money, where you don't have to sacrifice your well-being. And I feel like that's going to be attracting in your counterpart that's also in this very grounded and loyal, stable energy as the King of Pentacles here. And so I feel like it's going to be very abundant, and it's also going to be very balanced and reciprocal relationship that I feel like you guys are manifesting in, where you don't have, and over time, I feel like what Spirit is saying is that in the beginning, I feel like it's going to take some time for you to open up because of what's happened, because I feel like you've been hurt by people having agendas, and it's making it harder to trust people, right? But I feel like Spirit's saying that the more time you spend in this grounded energy, the more you're going to trust yourself to see other people clearly, and the more you don't sacrifice your stability and your boundaries and your needs. Queen of Pentacles is amazing at knowing what she needs and surrounding herself by what she needs and keeping out what's going to disrupt her abundance and disrupt her wealth. Like, look at the wheat. It's like her her abundance. She is generous, but she is also not going to leave herself unattended and open to like chaos. It's a very grounded, there's structure, with the King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. And so the relationship, and this is where Spirit's telling me is where your Nine of Cups is, because that's what this reading is all about, is where is your wish fulfillment. And I think this is deep down what you really want, but maybe there's a need. We'll get more into that when we're going to be looking at what you're going to release to further step into aligning with this energy, because I feel like this is where your happiness is. But there may be roadblocks due to projections and shadows that keep us away from what would really make us happy, right? Because it's kind of like this devil's energy where we get sucked in, but then every time we end up feeling miserable, And so I feel like you're stepping out of like this time period where you're sabotaging yourself, or maybe even betraying yourself, And the Queen of Pentacles, I would say, is very good at not betraying herself. I would say like the Queen of Cups, for example, is someone that like may betray themselves, and one of their weaknesses is being very emotionally giving, right? But I feel like what you're missing piece is filling in this like pentacle, this grounded energy that's very stable and doesn't, like a tree that has all the roots in the ground. It's like you're going to be rooting yourself somewhere too. And you may be manifesting I'm kind of like seeing a home situation a relationship in an actual surrounding around you, that in a day-to-day life that feels very grounded. And because you feel safe, you're able to feel emotionally more fulfilled. It's not that you're going to be leaving your emotional intensity behind. It's that you're going to be grounding yourself so you can feel that more fully and more safely. And I feel like with this other person, you're meeting a divine counterpart. If you haven't already met this person, depending on how far in the past this energy is, it's like you're moving into, a much more grounded era here, which is beautiful. All right, let's get some more. You may be leaving a city. That's just something for some of you guys. You guys may literally be moving. Like you may be moving to a place that's a little bit more ground. Like I'm almost seeing just something that's a little bit less busy. Like I feel like you're going to be eliminating things from your life that are distracting and sort of chaotic. Like I feel like the chaos, you're going to be walking a new path that's allows you to be more free. Yeah, look at that milk and honey. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's like you're setting yourself up for abundance. I want to put this under the Queen of Pentacles because I feel like you guys are going to be there's mending at the back of the deck. And by realizing what's not for you, the more you mend your inner child and mend the part of you that wants to betray yourself or sabotage yourself, it's easier and easier to realize where we're pushing down a path that's inherently just not going to be for us. Because the more we focus on that, the more we can push our blessings away. And so I do feel like you guys are very blessed people and you guys deserve so much and you guys give so much. But there's a need to kind of protect yourself and protect your beautiful energy so it doesn't get tainted, and look at this rainbow. So I just feel like it's going to be a very beautiful, very fun time period where you just have everything that you need and there's more time for rest, more time for you. Maybe taking baths could be something good for you. That's just random. Yeah, co-create. It's like you're learning how to, it's like with the Empress energy, like the Empress is a very skilled manifester because she knows how to receive, right? She knows what she deserves and she knows how to receive. And so I feel like what's happening is like with this co-creation, it's like you are stepping into this time period where you know what you deserve, you know what you want, and you trust in spirit to bring it to you. And so there's just this energy of learning that you have to do the legwork for it, but results are guaranteed, and it's like you're going to be stepping into this time period of just really you don't have to, Spirit's saying you don't have to sacrifice anything to get something. I almost feel like some of you guys may feel justified in hurting yourself in order to like desire after something. Because it's like a part of you thinks it's okay to like hurt yourself to get there. But Spirit's saying you're learning like the right way to manifest and not to manifest through sacrifice or, a lack mentality. Because sometimes we can trick ourselves into thinking we love something or someone so much that we're going to, I'm hearing like defile ourselves or betray ourselves. The Spirit's saying it doesn't require betrayal of self to receive, right? Like you don't have to give something to receive. You don't have to be needed to receive. You don't have to, you don't need to do that. And Spirit doesn't want you to do that. You already are capable of bringing this in for yourself and you're so deserving of it. And I feel like Spirit's saying just allow it to happen and walk away from what's not fulfilling for you. Know that it's a self-betrayal to stay in something that is to stay in something that has hurt you or has been confusing. If it's been confusing and hurtful, that's enough to know that it shouldn't be there. That you deserve better than that. Spirit is not bringing that to you, and just trusting that Spirit will bring the right thing in it. I'm seeing it clear as day that it's going to come in. And I guess with the Four of Pentacles here too, I guess Spirit is also kind of speaking about like understanding that abundance is coming. And maybe some of you guys feel the need to hold on very tightly to what you can get. And so not what you can get in a way that's like demeaning, more in a way that like what you have. Like some of you guys may get very attached to the people in your life. And like I've felt this way too. It's like sometimes we can get attached to things and we'll be asking the question of, does this person like me? Like, do they like me? Am I enough for them? And I feel like Spirit's saying, let's flip the script on this and say, do you like them? Are they worthy of you? And I feel like that's something that like will really help you understand. Maybe sometimes if you're asking yourself, like trying to cling on to something and like trying to grab onto it tighter by being the right thing for it, by pleasing it, by changing yourself for it, by sacrificing. When I say it's like either a person or situation that just isn't really giving you everything you want. It's not emotionally fulfilling, but a part of you may be holding on to it because you're afraid of what's next. You maybe don't 100% trust that that isn't your path. And that can come from childhood, right? Like a childhood energy of not having been given freely unconditional love. And so a part of you may feel like love is always conditional, but and that can cause us to hold on to situations that, you know, aren't making us happy, right? Yeah. What else, Spirit? Building blocks. Yeah, look at that. It's like you're going to be building something of structure, of you're learning how to build, how to, there's an energy here of learning how to do things the right way, or learning to trust in the process and trust that the long way that is a little bit more boring, or a little bit less dramatic, or like there aren't going to be all these crazy ups and downs, but it's building that foundation from Page of Pentacles to King and Queen. It's like there's a need to understand that stability is important, you know, and not skipping steps of stability, not skipping the small part. Like I'm getting kind of like chop wood, carry water, like understanding that the foundation does matter. And there's no way to jump in a situation. If a certain situation has been like chaotic or like hurt you a lot, it's like there's no way to, like, the foundation's already rocked. And so I feel like there's a need to move forward and allow yourself to walk into a paradigm where things are more grounded, and to slowly build up your abundance is kind of what I'm getting. It's going to be a little bit of a slower process, but it's going to bring a lot of abundance, and it's going to be exactly what you want. You know, look at this King of Pentacles with all of these fruits and vegetables and all of this abundance around you. And there's really just a lesson here of trusting in co-creation. I just want to read a little bit just because they give more detail. But I want to read you just a little bit of the co-creation because I feel like that's a very relevant card for you guys. It says, you may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact, you're creating reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet, you must consider that you do so in partnership with spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever name you call your higher power. You're a spark of intelligence that works through you, nudging you in inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You're a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality blended with universal spirit. You're a product of divine inspiration. Now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co-created, only beauty and grace result. And that's what I'm feeling. It says, connections to the heart serve to inspire you, opening you up to new ideas you never would have come up on your own. You're looking in a mirror held up by this experience and seeing yourself in an unexpected way. Who's this extraordinary being looking back at you? You're going to be so happy that you kept your heart open. Your love is a unique work of art now and the very embodiment of beauty. Yeah, it says flashes of inspiration give great rises to success when you receive this message. You're most creative now, and whatever you apply yourself to will lead to the fruition of your dreams. Remember that all ideas are channeled from a higher source. You create your reality in partnership with spirit. The potential for manifestation is unlimited now. Revel in its vastness. And like the opposite of that is understanding you don't need to settle for anything less than this beautiful abundance, which spirit is so ready to work with you to create, right? But what's coming your way is more than enough love, more than enough money, more than enough whatever you felt lacking. And it's through this more grounded way of moving through life, and this more grounded way of manifestation, and this way in which where you don't overgive or sacrifice anything of yourself for any sort of result. And I'm seeing a relationship, because I feel like some of you guys maybe have had relationships in the past that have, just been on some sort of conditional love situation, some sort of situation where you felt like you had to change yourself, or felt like, you had to give more in order to receive, whatever it was. There's just a feeling of that. Get a sip of my coffee. All right, what else, Spirit? What are they manifesting? We have Moonlight. And Sad Embrace. Protecting treasure, yeah. So I feel like what Spirit is saying is what's going on your journey, though, it is looking at the things that there may be a shadow element that you experience of like fear of being alone, or yeah, fear of the shadow or fear of being alone. But I feel like what Spirit is saying is sometimes you may put down your boundaries or put down your needs in order to avoid being alone or avoid facing a certain part of yourself. But like with this protecting treasure, there's an energy of a lot of forgiveness and healing going on to your shadow and going on to the part of yourself you've been afraid to look at. And there's going to be a part of you that's going to understand, like, I was afraid of being abandoned. I was afraid of being alone with this sad embrace. Like whatever your fear was, because I feel like that's this Four of Pentacles energy that kept you clinging on to what didn't serve you, is something you're going to be releasing. And you're going to understand that you're not going to be left alone when you cut these people out of your life or you cut these situations out. You're going to be protecting yourself. And it's very empowered, because with protecting treasure, it's like, I love this message so much. That's one of my favorite cards, because it talks about how you innately are this treasure. And it's like, there's a need to protect your inner value. And I feel like sometimes you may have like minimize yourself or minimize your true worth and what you really have to give and what you have to create in this world because of a shadow element due to some sort of a fear of being alone, or feeling shameful, feeling like there's a need for someone to be there. But I feel like through grounding yourself, you're going to grow within your reliance of yourself. I feel like that's another thing you may be kind of working on, is like learning to trust yourself and align with yourself. And I feel like you're going to trust yourself so much more when you build up trust. And so I feel like, for example, the way you can build up trust with yourself and bring more peace to this energy is like fulfilling promises to yourself. So it can be really weakening to know that a certain situation is hurtful for you or brings you down a wrong path, and then to continue walking down that. You can lose trust with yourself. And so I feel like you're going to be rebuilding your own inner, maybe it's almost like you're working up your divine masculine energy, where you're learning how to protect yourself, and you're learning that isolating yourself or pushing people away is not going to leave you feeling lonely. You're going to feel empowered in that state once you kind of work on this energy of feeling like shameful or pathetic or lonely. Like there's almost this energy of like you not being that, like that is just not true. But there's a part of you that maybe you felt very abandoned as a child, or maybe a certain parent very much was not there for you. And so you may expect that kind of treatment, or you may feel like you need to hold on to a certain lover or situation that gives you stability, because even though they're not there for you, when we're kids, we have to try to cling on to it, because it is life or death as a kid, and that's how we gain our attachment styles. Because even if someone wasn't really there for you and you felt really lonely, it's like you can start blaming yourself for feeling lonely. And I feel like that's another thing that you guys may do sometimes, is like kind of feel like it's your fault, or feel like there's something wrong with you. You guys may even feel inherently like there's something wrong with you, or that you deserve, that people will always be like this. But Spirit's here to say, like, that's absolutely not true. It's something that you've learned from childhood, and it started to attract situations to you where people may replicate that experience. But Spirit's saying we have a King of Pentacles on our way, or a Queen of Pentacles, someone who's very, very grounded, gonna be there for you consistently when you're sad, and like learning that letting go of these situations that make you feel this way, that trigger that same insecurity, makes you attach further to it. But it's like there's a need to understand that when you let go of this, you're going to be able to heal this part of you. So instead of feeling alone, you're going to be knowing that you're protecting yourself from these energies. And there's going to be someone that comes in that's very much willing, that will be there for you, that will be able to talk with you. Because yeah, maybe a part of you guys feel, another thing I'm kind of getting is like, there's a need to let go of shame around your shadow, and understand everyone has that. And there's just a feeling here of not opening up. Maybe a part of you guys don't feel like if you open up to certain people, like you may hide your darker side because you don't think someone will express empathy for it or help you through it. But I feel like Spirit's saying there are people that will do that and will hold space for you, and so you won't feel so alone within this. And there's no need to perfect yourself to feel worthy of something, walking into the Queen of Pentacles energy isn't about being perfect. It's about knowing that if the storm starts up, like let's say like we're having a bad day, or like we're really triggered by something, you have a foundation strong enough to support you through it. It doesn't mean that there aren't any storms, or you don't experience, like, look at this, there's the storm. It doesn't mean you don't experience these more like rainy days. It's that you have the support system to protect you, and you'll go back to your higher vibration energy. But I feel like in the past, what's going on with you now is you've had people around you that like will either might take advantage of the fact that you're like not gonna like ask for too much, you know, or people that aren't going to validate this part of you because they don't know how to validate it in themselves. And so I feel like you guys might be working overtime to validate other people's pain and other people's like shadow elements. And in the meanwhile, you don't think that you deserve to be supported in that same way. And so Spirit's saying you don't have to hide your imperfection, because people will be more than happy to help. Like you'll get in a healthy relationship here with this Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, where you guys are very much vulnerable. It's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable, you know, because I feel like some of you guys may be afraid of being vulnerable. Again, so you guys may be attracting that same type of relationship. So I feel like your biggest blessing coming in is a relationship that's very much supportive. You can be yourself. You can be open in it. You don't have to be afraid of being abandoned. You'll be protected in it. They won't be playing games with you, and you'll be building a strong foundation to grow this abundance. That it may be some sort of creative idea. It doesn't have to be a creative idea, but it could be like a new home, a new career, a new relationship. It's something that you're building that's going to be very grounded and it's going to be like a sigh of relief, because I feel like some of you guys from childhood may have felt like you guys may have gotten used to like chaos being your norm in a way. So yeah. What blessings are coming in for pile number 1? I'm getting a message of just like Spirit saying like we need you, and like people like you are just, it's such a shame sometimes for people that feel so deeply like that, like to hide, to feel unworthy or to feel shameful of like their shadow, when everyone has that. And like you're so empathetic, and we like need you. We need you in your empowered empathy, basically. You have a lot you can share. What's coming in for pile number 1? What blessing are they manifesting? Yeah, look at that, ripe fruits. Lots of abundance and lots of fruits coming in, which I feel like are just a symbolism of like bounty and like seeds being planted and like, what's it called? What's it called when it's like a harvest? It's like a harvest season is coming towards you, and it comes from you walking away from situations where you betray yourself or and then other people betray you, and moving into a time period where you plant the right seeds, right? And then you will end up reaping. I'm hearing reaping what you sow, reaping what you deserve also. But so much beauty is coming for you guys. It's not even funny. Yeah, we have no bull again. So I feel like you guys are getting rid of all of the toxic weeds in your garden, and the weeds that are going to mess with your abundance and mess with what you're trying to grow, right? It's like you have these intentions and you are trying to bring them out, but I feel like there are like toxic weeds in your garden that I feel like you're needing to cut off and learn better boundaries with them. But through cutting out any BS that's been in your life, it's like allows everything to grow. Yeah, and I saw this one sitting on top of the world. I see you guys coming so far from where you are now, and you're going to look back at this time and it's like you're going to feel so proud of yourself. Number 1 is kind of what I'm getting, this energy of you being at the top of your game, being at the top, being at this milk and honey, being in this relationship. You're going to look back at how you felt ashamed or how your self-esteem was low, and there's just going to be a part of yourself that just feels so much wiser and has such a different, higher perspective here. And look at that big eye. I'm like getting like your third eye, and like you're going to see your purpose in the world, and you're going to see like why everything happened this way, and you're going to come out of this time period. You know, that's one of the biggest things. And you're going to be feeling like unstoppable in a way is what I'm hearing. And it's like the more you learn to trust yourself and the more you continue to build that sense of self and sense of trust and trust in your discernment of other people, you just rise so quickly, because I feel like you guys yourselves are very strong manifestors. I feel like you guys are people that have good karma, are good in alignment with spirit, but it's like through letting the wrong weeds in your garden, it's like toxic to your garden. And it's like you should be sitting on top of the world, and you will be, so long as you learn how to build your ladder up there, because that's where you belong. Yeah, look at this. We also have the Heart Eater. I'm not surprised to see the Heart Eater. Predictions of growth, and then the lonely journey of the Priestess. Yeah, and so I feel like what Spirit is saying is sometimes when you walk this path, especially if you guys are very empathic, which you are because of the Heart Eater, it's like when something is going wrong, you tend to take it out on yourself, right? That's what the Heart Eater is all about. But with predictions of growth, Spirit is saying the more you learn to rely on yourself, and the more you're willing to walk away with the Four of Pentacles, the things you're holding on to that actually make you really sad, But it's like this need to fit in. A part of you wants to fit in or feels isolated. I was getting that with the outside looking in. This is actually your power and your strength is being different, is being someone who's supposed to walk a different path here. And you're going to grow, like literally predictions of growth. Like as soon as you kind of put on your armor and are able to ground yourself, like you're just so unstoppable. Like I'm hearing the Sia song, Unstoppable. Unstoppable. Da, 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 da. And I feel like with a heart eater, it's like there's a need to be kind to yourself. You know, I'm going to read this one because it's a good one. I read it yesterday, but sometimes it just hits different when you hear it. It says, yikes, I know we can't be too excited about running into this character, but it's possible that the heart eater is misunderstood. She is not here to eat your heart, she eats her own. In a fit, she knows not what she does. She gets in a state of such uncomfortable feelings and confusion that she destroys her own heart. Let's take a moment to learn a lesson from her. She was so overwhelmed by her feelings of anxiety, discomfort, loneliness, and undirected energy. And that's this energy I feel like you get into that sometimes you may betray yourself in this state. So it's working on grounding yourself. Spirit, there's a strong message of learning to ground yourself when you're in this state where you're in this energy of maybe self-destruction is kind of what I'm getting from this. Yeah, it says, she was overwhelmed by her feelings of anxiety, discomfort, loneliness, and undirected energy. She turns her rage on herself. Let us all be nice to ourselves and our hearts when we're feeling our emotions are caving in on us. Our hearts are powerful and can send their healing energy through our whole body, including our mind. Talk to your heart today out loud or not, and say 3 nice things to it. And so Spirit's really wanting to help you learn how to self-soothe. That's one thing I'm hearing. But how to not destroy yourself and take on everyone else's ish, you know, and kind of learn the strength of walking by yourself. I'm also going to read that one. 62 is really good. I really like the Lonely Journey of the Priestess. It says, to commit to yourself, to commit to furthering, unfurling mysteries, to search for the strongest self you have can be a lonely journey. A strong, independent, and knowledgeable person can intimidate others who are not ready to be there yet. Your road to truth is what will make you successful and happy, and the people who can't travel beside you should probably go their own way. And that was the main message I was getting in the beginning, that you can't bring everyone with you. Your success will serve you in a way that feels very different than the feelings of partnerships, but it is equally, if not more, rewarding. And along your long, potentially lonely path, if you meet someone on the top, that's great. But for now, keep your focus on getting to that mountain peak. The valleys below will thank you. And I do feel like you have a little bit of a lonesome journey to meeting your counterpart who is, but Spirit's already given the answer that you're going to be meeting this person. But Spirit is also indicating that there is a need to overcome, to grow within your own ability to be kind to yourself and love yourself and support yourself and be your own best friend, to get to the frequency where you bring in this other equally grounded person where you guys can very much interdependently support each other in a very healthy way. Yeah, I'm seeing dependency there. It's like you're learning how to burn that need for dependency through loving yourself more. All right. What else? So how is pile number 1 going to be aligning with this? How can they grow into this faster? We have fire. So it says, when the flames of passion seem to abandon you, when the chill of the night surrounds you, pull this card to summon your inner strength and stroke your heart's health. Allow whatever arises that no longer serves you to perish in the flames. Pay close attention to any colors or images you might see. Pay close attention to your feelings, your intuitions. Make a personal vow to take yourself into the sheer strength and passion of this fire. Make a vow to see yourself as you are. Make a vow to accept yourself as you are. Make a vow to love and support and always stroke the heart of your health now and forever. Yeah, and there's a need to kind of fire you up and see and help you see your own strength and see how you are strong enough to put the illusions behind you and put the people that you know that there are illusions that just drag you down. You're strong enough to walk away. You're strong enough to walk your own path with the 8 of Cups as well. And it's like this need to kind of light your own fire. It says deep sleep, for those sleepless nights, for rejuvenation, for balance, for the essential rest and healing that our minds, bodies, and souls require. Yeah, and so there is a need to, look at that moon. I love that, deep sleep. Visualize yourself becoming one with the sweet, serene lullaby of the cosmos. Allow yourself to relax, yeah. And so I feel like what Spirit is saying, it's almost like maybe a part of you guys were feeling like, okay, let me just like light my own fire. That doesn't sound very easy. But what Spirit's saying is you have support, number 1, but to allow yourself heal and rest in order to have this strength and take your time with it. Be kind with yourself. It's that Spirit's almost saying that you have this fire force within you, whether or not you feel it right now. But Spirit's saying allow yourself to rest and allow yourself to call on support. So this one is calling on support from loved ones. If you're feeling alone in the world and when you're missing those who have gone before you, allow this card to offer you the love, comfort, and support that is just a memory away. And so I feel like you're very supported by Spirit, and there's an energy here, Spirit, wanting you to know that even when you are feeling alone, or you're feeling like there aren't people in the physical, there are people spiritually around you and energies that are supporting you, and you can always call upon them for extra support. So yeah, there's just a feeling of knowing that you're not alone. Yeah, look at this last one coming out is worthiness. When the need for external validation overwhelms you, when your sense of self and self-love is wavering, when your internal well of well-being runs dry, cradle this card. I am whole, I am beautiful, I am radiant, I am love. And you so are. You guys are so worthy. And so I do feel like that's kind of what I've been trying to say, is like not deeming yourself as unworthy for feeling lonely or for feeling ashamed. Like Spirit's saying, like, you are so worthy. And there's kind of a need to crown yourself is what I'm getting. Yeah, to crown yourself in this situation. So let's get some finishing advice for you guys. This reading went kind of long, but that's okay. I just saw a rebirth is assured, which is the most beautiful card. I love that I just saw that. So I feel like what Spirit is saying is if right now you're feeling very much in the dark or feeling like you don't know how to move forward, number one, you're so strong. And like, I know it's like annoying to hear that when you don't feel good, but you are. There's just some things that need to be that will benefit you to let go of, and understand you're strong enough to walk away from whatever this past situation is here. Yeah, let Spirit be your guide, and trusting in Spirit. And so a lot of this is about growing your relationship with Spirit in order to manifest more abundance, and understand you don't have to, there may be a part of you with it says like, let Spirit be your guide. There may be a part of you that are wanting other people to guide you, or you may be allowing like faulty energies in your life because you want a sense of belonging or a sense of like knowing where to go. But that's where the lonely journey of the priestess comes in, is that your fulfillment is to be found by walking your own path bravely, tapping into your inner strength, even when it isn't easy, you know. It says life is speeding up. Yeah, so if you've been feeling very dull and feeling like you don't believe or something, or you may feel abandoned by the universe, you may feel like your faith is wavering, Spirit is saying that a lot is coming in for you, and it's going to come in quickly. I feel like as soon as we kind of like allow it to. I feel like what Spirit is saying is as soon as you follow the steps that Spirit is giving you, or the intuitive push, follow the breadcrumbs from Spirit, it's like things are going to come in way faster than you think. So if a part of you is feeling like very like tired of waiting, or tired of the way things have been going, it's going to change quickly. We also have be playful. Yeah. So I feel like what Spirit is saying, you may be really in need of just like some carefree time, some time with people that are just, support you. So I feel like what Spirit is saying is you don't have to worry too much about how this is going to happen. But in the meantime, you're better off giving it up to Spirit and trusting in Spirit, and trusting that the sooner you can step into the energy of lightheartedness, the more lightheartedness that will follow you, and that you don't have to take this so seriously or be really hard on yourself, because I feel like you've been really hard on yourself recently. Yeah, I'm gonna get one of these cards as well. All right, it's finishing messages for pile number 1. Advice on how to move into this. It says precious time. The Fairy of Time wants you to experience every moment fully and to make the most of your precious time. Be mindful not to waste others' time either. Precious time. And that TikTok card came out as well. And there may be people that are wasting your time, is kind of what I'm getting. Is that I feel like what Spirit is saying is that there's no more time to kind of let these BS energies in your life, because I feel like there are energies that waste your time with that 10 of Wands. There's a need to drop the burden of like anything you're carrying, or people that waste your time. Like there may just be people in your life that you don't even like being around, or like you just don't even want to talk to them. Like you can put in boundaries with them. Look at that, solitude. Think of being alone as meaning you are all one and in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times. Yeah, so I feel like with this solitude and this precious time, Spirit's saying, be careful of being busy to be busy, or letting people in your life to fill the void. Let the void be here. And look at this, hidden depths at the bottom. Something hidden is about to come to light, perhaps a secret or a memory at the back of your mind. When we expose what's hidden, we can become free. I feel like there's a need to take time out with yourself, be kind with yourself, but I do feel like there is some sort of shadow work with the moonlight that is going to open up a path for you. Literally, and then underneath, magical blessings. Whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too. And so I feel like you guys are just really on the brink of stepping into a brand new era, honestly, which is beautiful. But I feel like you guys just do need a little bit of encouragement to keep walking and to not waste time or not let other people waste your time. Like, this life is yours, and there's kind of a need for you to claim it in order for it to kind of speed up in the way that you want it to. So that is what I have for you guys, pile number one. That ended up being very long. I didn't expect it to be, but if you did enjoy this, please do hit the like button. It really supports my channel. Let me know down below and subscribe so you don't miss the next pick a card reading. And I love connecting with your energy. Have a great rest of your day. Hello, pile number two. If you chose the green aventurine crystal and this brazen card with all of this abundance surrounding, then this is going to be your reading where we're looking at what blessings and wish fulfillments are coming in for you. We'll be doing an energy check-in to see the general backdrop of your energy, what's going on in the recent past. And then we'll be looking at what's coming in for you and how you can align with that blessing faster, how you can speed up your manifestation, what to align with and what to kind of let go of. So I'm excited to get into this reading for you guys. So Spirit, for pile number two, what is their current energetic backdrop? What's currently going on with pile number two? This should also help you figure out whether or not this is your pile. Let's see, energetic backdrop. Pile number two. Pile number two's current energy. We have the Knight of Swords. I feel like you might be sharing your knowledge, or like Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you guys are in a more grounded place. Maybe you've come into a more grounded place, but I feel like there's something about your knowledge and something about your mind, speaking your mind, communication coming through. Yeah, it's like you guys are very, there's something expressive about you guys, that some messages that you guys are sharing, or some intelligence that you have that maybe you share with people or you want to share with people. Seven of Wands. Yeah, Knight of Wands, the Empress. Wow. So this is a very good energy coming out. So we have the Seven of Wands, we have the Knight of Wands, and the Empress as well. And the Nine of Cups. Look at that. Wow. Ace of Swords. Yeah, there's some, wow. Okay, let me just tune into this. Okay, so I feel like you guys, I just want to say, a really empowered energy is coming through. I feel like you guys have come into a time period of being very sure of yourselves. And it's like maybe you guys have gone through having to stand up in your unique energy very unapologetically. I feel like you guys, and with this fire, people may have tried to burn you or take down your light. People may have really attacked you. You may have different ideas or something like that, or you may be someone who, yeah, you guys may just be very unique within your ideas and very authentic. I'm getting a very authentic energy here. So I feel like in the recent past, you guys have been learning to, I feel like this is like a future energy, honestly, of pile number one. But I feel like you guys have been gaining your strength and stability to be able to push ideas that you have forward without being afraid of what people are going to say, and you standing in your truth, standing in your authenticity, unshaken by other people. It's like you're staying very grounded, even though other people may come and try to attack you or take away your victory. It's like that doesn't stop you. You guys are in a very forward momentum with the Knight of Wands. You guys are in a very, very empowered energy. And with the Empress here, you guys are manifesting like crazy. I feel like you guys are, I feel like you've mastered like the four elements. I'm thinking of like Avatar now, but I feel like you guys have really brought things together in your life, or been in this very powerful energy of learning how to stay extremely grounded, like extremely powerful, grounded, honorable, regardless of what barriers may be put towards your way. So I feel you guys will know if this is your reading or not, but yeah, it's like you guys have been manifesting so much abundance due to your, with Brazen, literally Brazen talks about being unapologetic. And so I feel like you guys have tapped into how much abundance your unapologeticness can bring. And like, I feel like you guys have really been releasing any self-doubt or doubts that you maybe internalized about yourself that maybe stopped you from taking action. So I feel like you've really been taking action towards your dreams, towards sharing your message, towards expansion. And this is bringing in, literally, we have the 9 of Cups here, and clarity about getting in. 2 of Wands. It's like you guys are in a beautiful, beautiful energy. Yeah, so I'm excited to see what's going to come in for you guys. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's in the recent past that you guys could help you guys understand whether or not this is your pile. Get a couple more. What energy has pile number 2? What's the backdrop for their energy? What have they been going through? We have higher power. Yeah, you guys have been super aligned with spirit, really aligned with following with faith. You guys have been, yeah, it's like you guys have found the key to manifestation, or found the key to trust in spirit. And through trusting in spirit, you trust in abundance, you trust in unconditional and unlimited love. You guys are very much projecting out. Look at this. It's like the same thing. It's like this light bulb. There's like this light shining out from your mind. You guys may be very, very intelligent. You guys may channel. You guys may even literally like channel or something, or you guys may bring some sort of divine knowledge, and it may be different, or some people maybe have torn you down in the past for it, but there's a feeling of extreme, look at the colors even matching, like using the Knight of Swords to the best of energy. There's a strong like empowerment energy behind you. It's not aggressive, but if you get in the way, like don't get in your way. Like I feel like people should probably stay out of your way, because you're flowing with divine knowledge through your mind. Like your mind is really beautiful, very intelligent. And I'm even seeing like it's almost like people coming at you, or I'm seeing like they're adding more fuel to your fire. It's like the more that people try to tear you down, the more you're like, okay, I'll just alchemize that and use that for my own benefit. It's like nothing. People try to tear you down, it only makes you stronger. I'm also seeing like, you're not a monster, but in like the monsters, like there'll be a type of monster where it's like, oh, you chop off their head. Well, now you grew back in with 2 heads. So, better think again before someone does that. Yeah, we have poise. You guys are just freaking like shining so bright, so much confidence, so much beauty, so much like channeled divine feminine, like strong divine feminine energy that isn't afraid. You're very empowered with your divine feminine energy, and it's going to be bringing in like literally whatever you want is what I'm hearing. I want it. I got it. I want it. And it's like, yeah, it's like you guys have tapped into no shame. It's like there's just this energy of you guys releasing shame, stepping into this era of like not feeling any sense of shame. Yeah, go the distance. You guys, there's such an empowered energy. It's like you guys are so loyal to spirit and loyal to your path that you will be so incredibly rewarded. Like you have so much energy behind you that's going to bring you all the way to whatever you're envisioning. So whatever you see as your end goal, Spirit's saying like you're right on track. Like this pile, you guys are literally like right on track to achieving, whatever you guys want. All right, let's get a couple more and then we'll move into what it is that you are manifesting. Yeah, literally I was saying like whatever you guys want, whatever you guys can dream of, like you're in co-creation mode. And so Spirit's literally saying like you guys are in this mode of like whatever your dreams are, go for them, because you have everything you need. And I think you already are. So you might just be, yeah, look at this. You have so much momentum and movement, and like you have so much on your side. Look at that spark. You guys are like insane. You guys are like super, you have a lot of divine spark behind you, a lot of manifestation energy. Like I'm getting a strong wands energy coming through, and that's like the magician's wand. You guys are master manifestors. So Spirit just wants me to know that, I guess. It's a very strong energy, and an energy that I think is really amazing. And it's like, look at that. It's like you're following your own heart and like following the music of your own soul, literally through anything. You guys are like not fazed by whatever's going on in your environment. It's like you guys are just incredibly focused and empowered, and it's beautiful. So, I mean, if this isn't how you're feeling, but you feel like you're coming into this could literally be like your message. But let's go now into like what you're manifesting and how you can step into it further, which I feel like you guys are already like, what can I tell you that you don't know? I don't know. You guys seem very, very sure of yourselves, which is maybe in the past you didn't. Maybe this is like not always how you've been. And so it's like good to get confirmation that this is like where you're heading and where you are at, Sometimes it's just nice to hear like a confirmation like that. I definitely enjoy it. But I'm very impressed by this energy. seems like you're very much on the right path. You guys are the type to like just be, you guys are so authentic. It's beautiful. All right, so what manifestations for pile number 2 that they're working on? What's coming in for pile number 2? What manifestation is coming in for them? What wish fulfillment can they expect? Knight of Pentacles. So consistent work on something. Look at that, and there's that arrow. Like, it's like the Knight of Pentacles. Look at the 3 check marks and like this person who has a spot. You guys are like have a target on something, maybe specific. Maybe you guys have some long-term goal that you guys are really have in your mind, or maybe you don't even know yet. Oh Lord, 2 of Wands. Yeah, it's like you guys have this plan. Whatever you guys are planning, you're manifesting a time period of consistent work and effort towards a plan. Yeah, so whatever you guys are planning on, you're going to be following through on it, and it's going to come into fruition. Whatever you guys are currently manifesting. We have the Hermit here in reverse and the Hierophant. Yeah, you guys are like really intense, like channels. I feel like, I feel like you guys are going to be channeling some divine knowledge into something. Like, I feel like you guys are grounding something extremely important. Maybe a project. I'm seeing the scrolls. Maybe you guys are writing a book. Maybe you guys are creating a YouTube channel. Maybe you guys, it feels like you guys are doing something where you're going to be like channeling some sort of a knowledge that's really important. You're a very direct channel for it. Spirit's saying that with the Hermit here in reverse, it's like there's an energy of coming out of, I feel like maybe you've hidden in the past, like kind of the energy that's coming through is like, you know, when people have past lives where they've been like burned at the stake for like sharing their like divine wisdom or like anything like that. I feel like maybe in the past, like you've been a little bit afraid to let yourself be completely seen, but like what blessing is coming in is you overcoming that. So the Hermit, I feel like, is here in reverse because this era of hiding your light within and being afraid of how other people might see it, you have like powerful knowledge, powerful potential that I feel like is going to be realized the more that you dedicate yourself to it and are not afraid. There's an energy of no longer hiding, no longer isolating yourself out of fear of judgment of others. I feel like you're really just going to be like a straight up channel for something. Maybe art, maybe some of you guys do art, whatever it is that you guys like channel, you know, that's very creative. It's like, I feel like you're going to be growing. I feel like you're growing your relationship with channeling something. Like it could be information again. Yeah. And then, okay, so here's the Queen of Swords. Yeah. In the reverse and strength. Yeah, it's something about a message that you have. Your guys' mind is so intelligent. Like, you guys are really smart. Like, you guys are really good at putting divine energy into the mind and like communicating it and discerning things. And so I feel like it's in reverse because I feel like a part of you guys maybe held that back, or maybe in the past it got you into the trouble. I could definitely see this pile being a pile that's like triggered people throughout your life just because you like speak the truth. But with this strength here, there's an energy of you. What your blessing is this energy of releasing. You're finding your inner strength and like this determination energy to be consistent regardless until the job is done. And so it's almost like you're already in your blessing energy. I want to see what else is going to come through. But it might just be something that's really on your like soul's it might just be like a big soul fulfillment coming in, like something like that you've always wanted to bring out, like let yourself be seen, something like that, something where, yeah, you guys might even be literally like dropping some new line of thought. Like you guys maybe really have a lot of words or ideas that could really inspire a lot of people. It might be kind of far out there or something like that, or like something that like you may feel you don't know exactly the steps to get there, but it's like because you're in this energy of being open to channeling the information, and more open with it, it's almost like something to do with your own strength and your own intelligence is like a blessing. It's like a blessing for you to share, but you're going to bless other people is what I'm getting to. What blessing is coming in for pile number 2? Deep freeze. Yeah, so you guys may be coming out of a time period where not much was happening, but you've been like gearing up for that. What I'm hearing is that you've been training for this. You've been in a winter time period potentially. But what Spirit's saying is things are going to be speeding up right now. Yeah, you guys maybe have had to, Okay, what I'm hearing is that you guys may be in a time period where you were in like your own igloo. I don't know why I'm hearing igloo, but like your own lone wolf mode, where I feel like for some time you've just been kind of connecting with spirit. You've been maybe just doing a lot of stuff in the day to day where it's like it hasn't been this like I feel like you haven't seen all of your manifestations come in because you're meant to be in this time period where you've just been going through the motions. Maybe you guys have just been going through the motions with some kind of a job, but it's like I'm hearing you've been laying the foundation for something really big, some really big movement within your life that's going to change your identity, change the way you work, like things like that, like some big project. You've been like manifesting it basically. But I feel like you've been gaining your strength. Okay. So I feel like you've been working. I feel like not a lot has been happening in your life and you've been supposed to be in a time period where you're like taking it a little bit easier, or you're just doing more mundane things and you're just focusing on the mundane things as you're planning, as you're coming closer to your soul's like mission. I feel like this pile is getting really close to that. And so Spirit's saying like, okay, yeah, goblins. So you guys may have been in this deep freeze time period where you've been learning how to let go of the projections that people have put on you in the past. Yeah, maybe in the past, I really have been getting it strong that people have maybe put you down or projected ideas onto you. And so you may have like voices in your mind that like echo people that have put you down or people that have made you feel weird or like you don't fit in or just like have hurt you in the past. And I feel like that's a part of you that's kept yourself hidden because you haven't like trusted your own wisdom. But Spirit is here to say like you are so intelligent, like you have so much valuable information, and like the people, you may be in a time period of healing because of some event or some culmination of pain from someone else. But I'm hearing this is the final blow that you'll have to do with caring about other people's projections. That's what you've been building up towards. And so it's interesting that it came through as like, what's the backdrop? So yeah, I feel like you guys may even just be coming into this brazen energy that we kind of got for the energy check-in. Maybe Spirit wanted me to like project that first, because I almost feel like this is more like what you guys have been going through. So almost flip-flopped. But I already know your blessing is literally achieving your goals and having the steadfastness and the self confidence. It's like you guys are working on your self-confidence and not caring what anyone else thinks and not holding yourself back because of anyone else's BS or like their energy towards you. Let's get one more of these. Yeah, movement. It's like you're making a movement. So we have deep freeze and movement. It's like because you've been working on this, you guys have been in solitude, I feel like. Yeah, I definitely feel like you guys have been in your own energy, just working on building up your stability so you guys can gear up to move and ascend. And like, look at this little like hot air balloon. It's like I feel like you guys are I'm hearing riding the back of the wind. I don't know. But I just feel like you guys are definitely going to be moving away from this era, and I feel like that's something you've been really wanting. And it's like through your commitment to self, yeah, there's going to be a wave so the ride the wave card always talks about some new opportunity coming in because of your commitment to self and your commitment to healing and your commitment to spirit even. You're gonna be rewarded intensely is what I'm hearing. Yeah, and whenever you've been silenced, maybe even people projected onto you that you're too harsh, or maybe people like weren't like there's just a feeling of in the past like you channeling information for people. Like you may even be a channel and you don't even know it sometimes, but like you may just say the right thing to people that they need to hear, but sometimes people may be projected on you that you're being harsh or like that you're the bad guy. Like I feel like there's been a lot of projections on you of you being the one who's evil. Like I feel like people project you and try to make you look like the bad one. And I feel like you're overcoming, seeing your discernment and your knowledge from spirit as something that is not right about you, but it's something that's like a huge blessing and like really beautiful. So for pile number 2, what blessings are coming in? Soulmates. Okay, yeah. So I'm also hearing that you guys will be because I feel like you guys have been the lone wolf. So I feel like there's an energy of you having already isolated yourselves from people that didn't support you or even like tore you down with this goblin energy. You're moving into a time period where you're going to be meeting your soul tribe. I feel like there's going to be a significant soulmate relationship that comes in because you've like learned how to be independent is what I'm hearing. And there's an energy of like strong discernment against situations that would tear you down, or like any energy of the past, like this goblin energy. And it's like, I feel like it's not even just like a person that could be your significant other, but I feel like there's going to be friends around you that are also this authentic and committed to self and committed to spirit, that I feel like the people around you in the past like haven't been committed in that way, committed to truth. I'm hearing that you guys are very committed to truth. And no matter how hard it can be, like that's true strength to always put truth first. But yeah, I feel like you guys have been through a lot is what I'm getting with this Nine of Swords. You had to work through a lot of self-doubt and uncertainty and people competing with you all to get this new emotional beginning, which I feel like is really coming for you. And it's through your own strength and getting through this that you're manifesting it. But you're manifesting a lot of support, appreciation, that I feel like you maybe never felt before, but it's a reflection of you feeling it for yourself and knowing that like your signature and like what you're meant to do is very much a blessing, not something that, you know, is meant to trigger others. So we also have peace here. Yeah. And so you guys may have just loyal heart. Look at that. You guys are going to be manifesting an era where you don't have to protect yourself or hide yourself, because I feel like some of you guys have really been in isolation because there's been a lot of people around you that you've needed to put boundaries with and isolate yourself. But I'm hearing that this is kind of this time period is ending. And so the blessing is harmonious relationships where people that you're loyal to are just as loyal to you, and you don't have to question like your relationships. And so I do feel like with loyal heart, I do feel like there's a significant soulmate coming in. That's going to very much vibe with you, and you're going to be able to be vulnerable with this person without it being used against you. Because I feel like there's people that have used your vulnerability against you or used your honesty and authenticity against you, and it's been hard. You've been in this freeze mode where you've just been isolating yourself and rebuilding yourself back up and almost purging yourself of that negative energy, and it's opening the door up to a very harmonious time and like more blessed relationships with this dove here. Like, and I'm seeing that looks like a mistletoe too. It's like, I feel like there is romance, but it's almost like as a reward, or it's like, it's not going to be the main, I feel like you're the main character of your own story, if anything. But I do feel that your loyalty towards other people is, yeah. And your commitment to spirit, any sense of being outcasted, any sense of not having a tribe or a family, is going to be resolved as a blessing for you, which is beautiful and well done. I'm hearing well done. Like, I feel like you've really been doing the work, and you've really been committed to spirit and yourself and doing the right thing and releasing. And I feel like you guys have been doing shadow work and releasing and really spiritual warriors in this deck, and it's just going to propel you forward. Like, there's an unstoppable energy again. Like, that's a common song coming through in like the piles. But you guys, maybe the past energy you were in was pile number 1, but I feel like it's like a future energy with pile number 1. But you could really see how far you can come on this journey of self-empowerment, right? All right, what blessings? Cosmic exploration. Yeah, there's something really unlimited about this energy. Like, I feel like whatever you want, whatever you're dreaming of, whatever you now will have the energy and the pathway to exploring bigger ideas, bigger things than you've ever even like thought would be possible for yourself, is what I'm hearing. A lot of exciting and fun and new energies coming in. So I feel like if you guys have been feeling like stagnant or bored even, or just like, when are things going to change? They're definitely changing. And I feel like it comes along with you starting to regenerate. Like, there's a regeneration feeling here. And the more that you trust yourself and your discernment is what I'm hearing, and trust in the fact that you get information about people, like, you're going to know now like who is loyal and who isn't. And this is going to open up the door to you being able to explore. You may travel. There may be time periods of being able to travel, trying new jobs, new relationships, meeting new people that are just different from the people you've met before. Yeah, there's such a clarity coming through here. Through spending this time working on yourself with this body card and this sword, you guys have such a clear mind, and like, I feel like your guys' discernment is just like so strong, and like, you guys just see the truth, and like, you bring the truth with you and you filter out the truth. And Spirit's saying, like, because you've spent this time sifting through, I feel like you guys have been doing shadow work, honestly, and you've been getting to the truth. Blessings coming in is more clarity, more security, like a sense of like safety through your own intelligence and your own and I'm seeing the snake here. It's like, you guys will be able to see snaky energy, and like, maybe things in the past that were able to trigger you or get to you. I feel like there are going to be moments in the future where you are like, there's a moment with yourself where you're just like, I see right through this now. And so one of your blessings is just like your discernment. I hope that makes sense. Like your ability to not be triggered or pushed around or it's going to be impossible to manipulate you. Look at that. Death of the deceitful. Like that's what's coming through is like, because of what you've gone through in the past, like people that maybe took advantage of you or like would project onto you or like maybe even just lie or like things like that. It's like, you are going to see so clearly and no one's going to be able to disrupt your, with that, oh yeah, with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like no one can disrupt your, what's it called? Like your sense of self. It's like you're growing such a strong sense of self that like you can move wherever you want. It's kind of unlimited for you. And you're not going to feel like afraid is kind of what I'm hearing. Yeah, predictions of growth. It's like wherever you want to grow, go ahead, because that's, yeah, like you are breaking out of maybe a long time period of just having to nurture yourself, but it's all going to be so worth it because you have learned so much. You guys are so wise that you guys are now free to, it's like you guys are releasing you've released so much karma that you guys are just so fertile to grow and grow relationships that are really harmonious, right? A really strong give and take. There's no trust problems. It's like, it's very soulmate, loyal heart. It's like you're manifesting people in your life that you can really trust and you can really lean on. Oh, and maybe some sort of a commitment here with the Hierophant. Yeah, you may be manifesting some kind of a committed relationship here, or maybe a higher level of commitment within something, but it's almost like there's a feeling of you really refining what your standards are for relationships and like getting that fulfilled. So like if you guys have really been wanting like a relationship, you know, like whatever your whatever, what's it called, requirements you've been outlining for what you want in a relationship, keep doing that, because I feel like Spirit's saying like you're going to be attracting the perfect person for you, and like no one's perfect, but the person that aligns with your energy. What is pile number 2 manifesting? It says nature signs. Be receptive to the subtle signs from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continually. We only need to open our hearts and minds. Oh, and look at this Queen of Swords here. Okay, you know what? And so this is kind of something I feel like from Spirit in order to like help you manifest more openly. A part of you may have been a little bit closed off in general is what I'm getting. And so maybe some of you guys have closed off to like sort of enemy energy, but I feel like Spirit is wanting to communicate with you. Look at this butterfly going on the heart, literally. It says nature talks to us. We only need to open our hearts and our minds. And so I feel like what Spirit is saying is that there's a need to open your heart a little bit and trust that there are harmonious and loving energies around you that are wanting to soothe you and point you in the right direction. And so I feel like Spirit's saying that the only thing that could help here is to make sure that your discernment doesn't block you from benevolent energy. That's something that like I feel like is happening, is like a part of you may have become so like fed up with this goblin energy and like fed up with people trying to like tear down your ideas. There's also a need though to be receptive though still, because sometimes we can go like a little bit too far when we're correcting an energy. Let's say we weren't like defensive enough about our energy. It's like it's a good thing that you've closed yourself down and like have blocked out outside energy, and just to kind of keep your own temple pure. But what I'm hearing is there's a need to make sure that you aren't overly critical or overly discerning, overly untrustworthy of different things. Because I feel like there could be a part of you that's blocking out or is going to have a hard time trusting then, you know, and opening yourself to relationships and even just communication, even like spirit like relationships, right? Like you don't need to do this alone. Like I feel like there's maybe a part of you that's getting like hyper independent, or you're just it's just a part of the process, which is a part of like reopening your heart and rebalancing yourself, and trusting in your own discernment and realizing you don't have to be overly discerning and like push things away, right? So I feel like that'd be kind of your advice to look out for that, because yeah, sometimes we can kind of push things away. It says, now is a time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. Yeah. So I feel like you're coming out of a time period where you had to heal yourself is what I'm getting. But Spirit's saying there's a need to open yourself to others, not because necessarily they need to help you, but now Spirit's asking for you to return your loving energy to the world, because I feel like that's a part of your purpose, is that Maybe a part of you guys have kind of isolated yourself so much that you're not even, with that Hermit in reverse, it's like you have a beautiful mind and an extreme ability to help other people heal as well. And so the reason why Spirit's asking you to open up is, you know, you're capable of healing others and helping other people and spreading joy and multiplying your own abundance in doing so, right? There's a need to open yourself up to connect with others because there's potential for peace in relationships, right? But I just feel like a part of you guys have been, like a part of you guys have been a little bit closed off because you're protective of yourselves right now. But literally it says protect your dreams. You are the guardian of your precious dreams and they are safe in your care. Keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. Yeah. So Spirit is saying, it's been for a reason that you've been closed off and protecting your light and protecting your vision, which is very good. And so I guess Spirit is almost like, well, don't pressure them. So whenever you're ready, you know, Spirit's saying, you know, follow the signs and know that I'm here, follow the yellow brick road, but like with protect your dreams, keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. But know that the next phase and the next blessings come from you sharing your light with the world, sharing your dreams, sharing your plan, because that's kind of the next blessing phase is what I'm getting, is that you're going to magnify your blessings and you're going to see your own strength that you've been cultivating internally, like your own sureness of your beauty and like your divine energy. Like I feel like you're verifying that within your soul and like you're protecting that, but you're going to see it manifest tenfold when you're ready to open it up. So whenever you are ready for that, I feel like you're getting a strong like encouragement from Spirit, but also you know, you are being there, you are trusted by Spirit to do it as you please as well. So we have divination. Embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your situation with crystal clear clarity. That's what I've been getting this whole time, is like you are like extremely discerning. Like you're with the Hierophant and like the Queen of Swords, it's like you're almost like seeing like X-ray vision through everyone and everything around you. And I feel like Spirit's saying you have a strong ability to help people that aren't seeing that clearly. You know, it's like I feel like your guys' third eye is like super strong. Your throat chakra is really strong. All of like your top chakras are just like beautiful. And so I feel like your heart chakra, if anything, look at her like protecting that. It's like I feel like you guys are really strong in these chakras, but it's until your heart chakra is ready to open up again. I feel like the way I'm seeing this in the chakra system is I feel like in the past, maybe your solar plexus chakra was weaker and then your heart chakra was stronger. And so I feel like you guys have been doing a reverse of needing to strengthen your solar plexus, which is all about like your I energy, like your masculine energy, like your ego. You've been strengthening your ego. And so I feel like your heart has actually been a little bit shut down, which is unusual for you because it's not like how you usually are, but like that's what you've been doing because that's like how you've been having to balance it. So I feel like if anything now your solar plexus is stronger than your heart. But when you're ready to open your heart, I feel like that's where you're really going to make a really strong impact on your purpose. Like you're going to really propel in your soul's journey or your soul's purpose and the impact you can make on other people. Once you kind of like with that rainbow, it's like all of the chakras open up. So I would say right now, the only chakra that's a little bit low is your heart chakra, but it's like only because that's the way we need it to go in order to protect yourself. Right. So you're protecting your heart. But I feel like when you're ready to open up, like you have a lot of power, intelligence, manifestation, strength, ability to change things and really help people. So yeah. And also as soulmates, it's like you're going to be able to connect with people that will hear your language and understand you and not tear you down and say thank you for your strength. And because of what you've been through, now you can help other people with that too, is when you want to. How can pile number 2 further their manifestations? And what I'm seeing as your manifestation is some sort of broad scale, like, I feel like you guys are going to create something that where you help other people heal. Like you guys are going to be able to do that in whatever medium you want. It could be through art. It could literally be through divination, like tarot, something like this. It could be through writing, a blog, whatever. It just feels like you guys are going to be able to speak on whatever you guys are dreaming of, because I feel like you guys already know, like whatever your biggest dream is for an impact you can make, it's like I feel like that's what you're going to do. And I feel like along the way you're going to meet a lot of like-minded people, and I feel like that's the space you're trying, that's like your wish fulfillment and where you're trying to go. So how can we speed that up? Yeah, we have receptivity. It says when all abundance seems blocked and your physical and spiritual pockets are empty, call upon this card again to experience the overflowing generosity of the universe. I'm open and willing to receive. I'm safe and secure. I'm deserving of the bounty of the earth. The universe is generous, and I'm a worthy recipient of generosity. Yeah, and so this is all about feminine, divine feminine energy. And a part of you guys may be blocking manifestations because you guys are more in your masculine right now, where you're protecting yourself, right? But I feel like what Spirit is saying is slowly, and when you're able to, start opening up your boundaries. Like, not like, keep your boundaries where you need them, not boundaries, but like your um sphere. It's almost like your energy is so protected that if it stays so protected, you may be blocking things because and if you're still holding on to the need to having such a sense of security, which made sense for you at a certain time, you may be blocking manifestations from coming in. And it's like, as soon as you're ready to safely open up, the faster things will go. I hope that makes sense. That's kind of like what would speed up the manifestation. Empowerment, it says, when listlessness engulfs you, when doubt surrounds you, and you need to reach the summits of your heart and soul and trust your intentions in this card. I am strength, I am power, I am able to move any mountain because I am the mountain. Yeah. Yeah, and leaning into your empowerment, leaning into your strength, leaning into the fact of like it's just like a new sense of, it's almost like a feminine strength is what I'm getting here. It's almost like empower your feminine side to know that there is strength and vulnerability and connection with other people, which you already know, but like understand that I would say that would be the peak of your existence, is like, not existence, but like your lifetime here would be really understanding the strength in vulnerability and strong boundaries, yet not impermeable boundaries, is what I would say. It says fire and space clearing for abundance. Beautiful. Yeah, and I feel like Spirit's saying, whenever you're feeling like, manifestation here as well, the back. Yeah, so I feel like what Spirit is saying here is, whenever you're feeling like burdened or like overwhelmed by like too much ish in your environment, yeah, outside energies, there's just an energy of not of still, maybe there's a need to cord cut with certain people or kind of put a final ending on something. But it says, when outside energies linger, when your space feels like it's not your own, when a clearing of spirit environment is called for, wave this card. I clear all that does not serve me, and see my strength and power and rise. For the all of good, blessed be, I clear the space and I fill it with light. Yeah, and so I feel like what Spirit is saying, you can burn things in the fire and trust that they're gone. Because I feel like what's blocking maybe some sense of abundance coming into you, like with speed, is like, yes, you're in this protective energy. Yes, you're in this steadfast energy. But a part of that can reflect on some sense of vulnerability, right? Because sometimes we can overcompensate by being more like, there may be a part of you that doesn't want to listen to other people's point of view or something like that because you've been so taken out of your own point of view. But it's like, this is all part of the process for you to become overly like insistent, and like the Seven of Wands energy and the Knight of Swords, where you're very clear on like what you want and like unstoppable. But I feel like what Spirit's saying is, don't allow that sense of past energy of goblins to allow you to become sort of with your heart closed. You know what I mean? There's a need to kind of reopen your heart, restore your sense of being open to vulnerability, on your journey forward. Because yes, you have the determination. Yes, you have that masculine energy within you, that very protective energy. But I feel like Spirit's saying, your next phase that would really speed up the manifestation is also, though, tapping back into your feminine energy, a mix of masculine and balancing back out the feminine, where you are protecting yourself, yet you're still vulnerable and open, especially open to the people who are of your kin, cut from the same cloth, your soul tribe, peaceful interactions that very much fill our life with more abundance. I hope you see what I'm saying, is being overly discerning and overly like pushing people away can take away from your abundance and reflect a fear mindset, you know? And so, yes, the empowerment is good, but there's a need to rebalance it with more trust in yourself, knowing that if you do need to cut someone out, you know exactly how to do that, but also trusting that you are safe and open to a relationship, safe and open to people and sharing your ideas, and building relationships with people, and speaking peacefully, still receptive to other people's ideas though, right? Because even though someone else's idea might go against yours, but it's always beautiful to hear those diversity of ideas. And it's like important to still be receptive to that, right? And what Spirit's saying is, you can stay receptive while staying empowered, balancing receptivity in the feminine and balancing the masculine, very empowered, like, I know what I'm doing, like how to balance those out, I feel like, is what really would speed up this abundance for you. So let's get some of these last guidance cards for you. See what Spirit wants to say to finish up the reading. Transformation is beautiful. So yeah, Spirit's saying you're really like butterflying. And I feel like you guys have been in the cocoon, like you guys have been in your cocoon stage. And the stage has always been imminent, but I feel like you're really about to blossom and see yourself transform. Yeah, look at that. Bring your ideas to life and a rebirth is assured. Yeah. So you guys are really rebirthing yourselves. And what Spirit is really saying, and overcome any obstacle as well. Spirit wants to just assure you and tell you that you 100% are being rebirthed. It's guaranteed. It's assured. You don't need to question whether or not it's coming. You know, I'm going to read the bat energy. I really love this message. I got this in my own time period when I was kind of in a similar energy as this. So I want to read it because I really love getting it. It says, after something has run its course and died or been released, finished, surrendered, completed, or ended, there is a promise of a new beginning. Rebirth is assured just as night gives away to dawn and the bat emerges from the darkness of a womb-like cave. Bat Spirit comes to remind you that this rebirth is a miraculous one. For the very best elements of you, of what you had to give up in the death of the old, are still present in the new amazing life forming. This is a miracle and a magic of rebirth in every aspect of your life, including a rebirth of faith in your ability to establish new and healthy relationships. Yes, I definitely feel that. Bat Spirit reminds you that at the present you are in unknown territory and may feel as though you're lost. However, you are called to trust that your intuition will be a reliable guide. Trust your intuition, trust in Spirit. You don't have to be overly discerning. However, you are called to trust that your intuition will be a reliable guide as you give birth to something new and unfamiliar. Bring your ideas to life. That Spirit has listened in the darkness of night and has heard all of your hopes and dreams, your fears and worries, and assures you that this new version of your dream, this move from darkness into light, from lost to found, and death to rebirth, comes to fruition with love at its core. That Spirit asks you to trust that what seems to have died is actually shifting. Transformation is beautiful into something more wondrous than before. If you feel you are in the dark, know that in deep freeze, know that come morning, all will be revealed and things will be a new form that is right for you. So that's beautiful, and it's going to be amazing. And so I'm really happy for you guys, pile number 2. I want to give you guys like a big hug if I could. Just know you're in this very unstoppable energy. This has all been accumulating to this point. And you're going to be so proud of who you become and who you're still becoming. And you've gone through the hard part is what I want to also say to you guys. So congratulations on that. And if this reading resonated with you, please do hit the like button. It really supports my channel. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next pick a card reading. And I hope to connect with your energy sometime soon. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose this oracle card, the good juju card with the red jasper crystal, and this is going to be your reading where we're looking at what wish fulfillments are coming in for you, what major blessings are coming in. We're going to start off with an energy check-in just to see with where your energy has been at, just to kind of help you figure out whether or not this is your pile. Then we'll go into your blessings and see what's coming in, what you're manifesting. And then we'll be looking at how you can speed up these manifestations or whatever guidance Spirit has for you to align with those manifestations, those desires, and wishes that you are putting out into the universe. So for pile number 3, Spirit, where is pile number 3's energy currently? Or how will they know this is their pile based on their energy? Oh, and by the way, the song that was coming through was No Place I'd Rather Be. It was just playing in my head. Sometimes that happens before I start filming. So I don't know, there might be some sort of strong relationship that comes in, or there's just a feeling of you being where you've wanted to be, where you've imagined yourself at, and there's a sense of gratitude and feeling very like you've made it. There's an energy of, I've made it for this pile. For pile number 3, what's going on with their energy? Pile number 3's energy. 8 of Cups. Okay. Yeah, so you may have been recently, or at least in the past few years, I would say, you've been walking the lonely path of leaving things behind that don't serve you. I feel like this is a past energy, and so I feel like you're being rewarded. That's an energy coming through, but I feel like it's been I'm hearing the long and winding road. Now I'm hearing there was a house in New Orleans. It's called the Rising Sun. But yeah, I feel like there's some clarity or sun coming out for you guys through going into the void is what I'm hearing. I feel like you guys have gone very deeply into the unknown, into the void, and kind of trusted your intuition in the recent past on your journey. I'm hearing the road less traveled as well. Ace of Cups. Yeah, you've been going to your, look at that. So we have the Eight of Cups going to the Ace of Cups. So I feel like, yeah, you guys have really left everything behind that really couldn't bring you to the Nine of Cups, which talks about ultimate personal wish fulfillment, ultimate emotional fulfillment. You sacrificed and left things behind and took a harder journey. And I feel like you're going to be very rewarded for that with the Ace of Cups coming through. There's a lot of new abundance, new happiness, self-care, self-love. You've walked a journey of self-love is what I'm hearing. What else? Pile number 3. Page of Swords. What's pile number 3's current energy? 5 of Cups. Wow. In Judgment. Okay, so I'm getting a kind of a more specific message now. I feel like what you're working on is feeling 100%, like not 100%, but it's like you're letting go. You may be still at the last steps of purging certain energies that didn't serve you from your past is what I'm getting. So with the 5 of Cups here, you guys may be sometimes feeling like I'm seeing like the spiral where it's like, I feel like you guys initiated this process of like ascension, honestly, a while ago through, look at that, there's the swirl. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's the swirl. And it's like what I'm hearing is you've been slowly getting more insights with this Page of Swords on your journey. I almost feel like you walked away from a situation where there still was more to process and a little bit of grief and more to mourn. And so what I'm hearing is that on your journey, sometimes you may feel like you've completely moved on from past energies that didn't serve you, and you know that. Like I feel like you're in your higher self energy, or you're very much aware of where you're headed. But I'm hearing that sometimes bouts of emotional processing happen where it's like you are continually having realizations, and it's like I'm hearing like soul retrieval, or it's like you're slowly coming fully back to yourself. So I feel like there would have been something from your past that was difficult, obviously, with the 8 of Cups and the 5 of Cups here, and there's something that you really had to grieve or mourn, a loss of something, some sort of emotionally unfulfilling situation, some sort of regret with something not turning out to be the way that you hoped it could have been. But I feel like you decided to save yourself and decided to move on to a new path. But yeah, what I'm getting though is like spirits want me to talk about how sometimes you're having new understanding or new realizations regarding the past. And so I feel like some of you guys may feel frustrated when you're still thinking about someone or some situation from the past, but I feel like Spirit's is encouraging you to let those emotions come to the surface, because there's learning and understanding that's coming, and it's coming up for a reason. It's not because you're going backwards or because like the progress was for nothing. It's that it goes and look at the spiral again. Wow, another spiral. Yeah, and then the 7 of Pentacles. Maybe sometimes you feel like you may question, like, have I come far enough? Or when am I going to feel 100% myself? Or when am I really going to feel like I've completely reached the 9 of Cups, right? Because I feel like you guys have opened down a new path and you've made so much progress. But I feel like with Judgment at the back of the deck, you may be going through a major time period where you're really being asked to learn the lessons from the past so you can finally like release it, is what I'm getting. And so you can really open the door to the 9 of Cups energy coming in. Yeah. Sorry, my door was open and it was bothering me. So I just went to go fix my surroundings so I could focus better. But anyways, I feel like you're maybe in the process of completely stepping into this like 2 of Cups energy here. and letting this go, like letting what didn't work out completely bury itself and be resolved. But the only way that can happen, I feel like, is it coming to the surface for you to process it. So I feel like some of you guys are processing things from your past because you're in a space where you're able to better see it, you know, because I feel like sometimes when we've just walked away from a certain scenario that was difficult for us, we're not in the best state to really process it and like learn what we need to learn from it. And so sometimes we're still holding on, even though it's like somewhere deep within, right? And so I kind of feel like you guys are very, I want to say very accomplished. Like you guys have already, it's like you guys are almost there within like entering this completely new phase that's filled with a lot more abundance, and where it's almost like an ascension, or you're reaching a new level. And like with this good juju, I feel like there is a lot of good juju coming for you. But there may be something that's still tugging on you or making it hard to be 100% present in your reality. So it may be that you've already experienced blessings and already experienced your life improve, but there may be a part of you that has like one string, like one measly string still attached to the past and attached to an old version of yourself is what I'm getting. A version that maybe isn't compatible with the new level that you're going to be operating at. And so I feel like with this clock here, I feel like in Judgment, there's a feeling of really uncovering this. And it's like, I feel like Spirit, I'm hearing like it's time to fully release or fully learn from it. And after that, you won't deal with it again and it won't come up again. But if it does, it's because it's still unraveling, if that makes sense. So yeah, I feel like you're in the process of unraveling, but in a really beautiful way. And kind of grieving. There's things that need to be grieved, and having an open mind to it too. I feel like there's a need to like make sure that your mind is open to what you're hearing. Yeah, look at that new life. Beautiful. Yeah, look at that. You're like an egg cracking. It's like there's like one last stitch or one last crack before you completely enter this glowing new time period. But you are completely entering a new phase. And look at that. It's like, look at the like outpouring of emotional abundance and just the basket of fruits and vegetables symbolizing abundance and symbolizing growth and newness. But it's like, it's just the last stitches coming. You know how like stitches, I'm hearing like stitches is like you had to stitch yourself up, and that's what you had to do from a certain situation in your past. And it's like, you know, when the stitches need to dissolve and like the doctor checks for that, like that's almost what I'm getting. It's like, it's just almost there for you guys. And so I'm very curious to see what the next phase is going to look like. Yeah. And then we also have Y here. And I feel like, again, I'm hearing a couple of things. There may be a lot of you guys that are, now that you're on this, like you're on your way. Like I feel like you're just right at the door of stepping into the new thing. And it's almost like right before you walk in, you may be dealing with questions or curiosity, or like now that you're able to be more curious because it's not as painful, if that makes sense. Or it's like sometimes it's easier to like reflect on things down the line when you've already, you know, moved on. But I feel like with this Y card, there may still be questions in your mind, especially regarding this 8 of Cups situation, something you had to walk away from. You may still be questioning why, or maybe the last thing that's kind of holding you back is still wondering why, or feeling like you're still attached to something because you feel like you may need some sort of resolution, or you may want a logical answer to something. But I'm hearing that it could be courting you to the past. And I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to accept that maybe the situation was confusing, and maybe there is no logical reason that would sit well with you. And so Spirit's almost saying like, in order to catapult into the next like stage, new life, there is kind of a need, I almost feel like, to release. It's that I feel like you guys are having a hard time understanding the intentions of people or a certain situation from your past, even though you know intuitively, I feel like, that you don't want to go back there, or that it wasn't right for you, but you just may still have questions or things that you want answered. And I feel like that's kind of like the one thing that's left. We'll look more into that though, like what they specifically mean with that, but there's that mending. Yeah. Okay. And so then there may be a part of yourself that's like that soul retrieval energy I was picking up on. Like, yeah, there's a part of you that really wants to mend. I also feel like you're questioning yourself. Like you may even be, when you look back and when you think about things, you may feel this sense of guilt, or feel this sense of like, how did I let myself get to that state? Or why did I make those decisions? Why did that happen? And I feel like what Spirit is saying is that those questions will actually give you answers. And the more you explore those without like kind of expecting a certain answer out of it, I'm getting that like it may reveal certain patterns, woundings from your childhood, and it may just be like the last thing that your inner child from your shadow. So like basically something that you can't see, right? Like the shadow isn't something negative. It's something that, you know, you aren't able to fully see. And I feel like maybe this situation was meant to bring a lot of that up to light. And I feel like you have been integrating your shadow and doing so much work. But I feel like there's just one thread left of you seeing the full picture of yourself and seeing the full reason why there was such an attachment to the situation and why everything happened. And I feel like you're kind of like Spirit's telling me that if it's still confusing, to dig a layer deeper and to allow yourself to hold the feelings that you're feeling and then analyze, why am I feeling like that? Like, why do I feel this way? Why do I still feel hurt? Like, or it's like if you still almost think of someone or you think of a situation from the past and it's kind of making it hard to fully jump into the new paradigm, there's a need to ask yourself, what's the attachment? Or like, what is that feeling? Like, why do I feel like I need this person? Or why does something not sit right with me? And I feel like there's a part of yourself that's on the brink of completely mending and getting ready for this new phase. But it's something that we need to put the coffin in, put the nail in. And it could be something in regards to, but it could be different for different people. So I don't even want to say specifically what it's in regards to, but with judgment here, it's something where you're about to see the truth of yourself and the truth of something that you couldn't really see about yourself, where if you're still confused, it means that there's still something to understand is what I'm getting. So don't beat yourself up for being confused, but understand that it's tricky work, you know, like figuring out your shadow. And I feel like you guys are kind of in the last phases of doing that, at least for like this next phase, you know, because it's like you do shadow work and then you jump paradigms. And I feel like you guys are very much in the process of that. We'll see if Spirit wants me to go further into that too. We also have encouragement here. So this encouragement card, I feel like is like Spirit coming through to say like, you're doing a really amazing job. And I feel like it's here because it's like, this is like card comes out when Spirit's like, yes, like you're doing the right thing, keep going. And so I feel like Spirit's just kind of confirming that like you've been on a journey and it's beautiful and you have so much good coming for you, and keep going through anything that's confusing, anything that's triggering emotionally, because these lessons are here for you to really get to know yourself with the mending. There's something to do with your child. This situation that you walked away from is very connected to a wounding from childhood that has gone into your subconscious shadow. And if you're still attached, it's because that part of you hasn't been alchemized or seen fully, which sounds scary, but it's almost like once you see it and once you can kind of accept it, like you guys are masters already at alchemy, that it's going to be easy once you kind of put your finger on it, right? But Spirit's encouraging you to continue your journey here. We also have commitment here. And I feel like what Spirit is saying is that your commitment to self and your commitment to your journey is going to be rewarded. And look at this like kind of two situation coming in. I feel like for me, it's like kind of like a hand or like a giraffe neck is coming from above. It's like Spirit's really with you, and wanting to help you give you the answers. There's a key and a star and commitment. Yeah, I feel like Spirit's saying you're so super committed to seeing the truth of the situation, and like you will get there and you are getting there. So yeah, if that resonates, then I feel like this is your pile. But now we're going to look into what blessing you are manifesting. What blessings you can expect in this next phase. What wish fulfillment is coming in for pile number 3. Two of Cups. Oh my gosh. I'm going to take it because I was feeling like there's some relationship I feel like there's some sort of relationship or partnership that you guys have been wanting, but like maybe needing to leave an old part of yourself behind in order to accept a higher version. Yeah, because there's no place I'd rather be. What's pile 3? What's going on here? Oh my gosh, we have Judgment. 10 of Cups, which came out in the reverse, but I almost feel like what Spirit's saying is a blessing will be revealed. Your 10 of Cups is literally coming in the more that you continue to discern and put judgment on your path. I'm hearing that you're going to be discerning your version of love. I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of reflection on relationships and what your equal is, and learning. It's like you're transforming the way you relate to relationships is what I'm hearing through all of this judgment. What I'm hearing is a lot of this maybe had to do with relationships, or maybe that Eight of Cups situation was a relationship you had to walk away from, or a significant friendship or partnership. But I'm hearing that through the judgment and through passing the test of walking away from something that didn't serve you, it catapults you into a really stable fulfillment. And there's your Ten of Cups. And so I feel like it's like you're not even just working towards your Nine of Cups, you're working towards your Ten of Cups, where that's really your next level, is what I'm getting, is that it's sharing this abundance and emotional fulfillment with another person. And I feel like this person's going to be very much on your level, and they're just going to represent everything you've become, if that makes sense. It's like they're going to be a reflection of the new you, is what I'm getting, like the new kind of life that you're it's like there's a volcano in the background too with judgment. It's like through this experience, through finding the truth, through relationships, through all the hard work you've been putting in, it's like you're being gifted with an ultimate love situation, not even necessarily love, but like an ultimate happiness situation shared with another person. What else for pile number 3? What wish fulfillment are they bringing in? What do they have coming in for them? Yep, the Lovers. I like saw the Lovers too. I 100% felt that. Yes, through your dedication to self-love and healing the part of yourself that maybe didn't love yourself and was continuing to attract situations that weren't really rooted in like genuine love, you're going to be rewarded with a very significant soulmate relationship. Like it could be your divine partner, literally. But I'm not surprised to see the Lovers. It's like you're being, through choosing love, through choosing the higher path, the universe is literally going to be, you've passed some sort of test, is what I'm hearing. Like you've passed some sort of divine judgment, and you've leveled up because of that. That's what's coming. You're in the process of doing that. If you haven't already kind of made that final judgment call in a past situation, it's like through doing that, through seeing a certain connection in your life more clearly, or through the lens of your next self almost, or your ascended self, it catapults you into the next level where you're able to let go of that situation that was holding you back or kind of pinning you back, and it's bringing you into this abundant future with this other person. Yeah, look at that Seven of Swords. It's like you're releasing. I'm hearing the song "Stuck on the Puzzle." We also have Four of Swords at the back of the deck, which I've been looking at. It's like you're giving up love being hard. Like I almost feel like there's this energy here of like realizing that love doesn't have to be a game. It's like you're releasing love as a game, or love as something you have to figure out. And these people that have maybe put you in this energy of playing a, oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Old Greg, but I'm literally seeing love game. You want to play a love game? I don't know if you guys have seen that. If not, you might want to Google it, but it's super weird and I also love it. So anyways, I feel like you've gone from a time period of playing like love games, or like accepting a reality of love where it's confusing and like it's draining, right? Like I feel like you've been drained by memories of the past, and like it's like you're releasing this time. Oh my gosh, look at this lineup right here. Yeah, it's like through walking away from this situation from your past that you've had to heal from, and you've gone through significant like overthinking. You've literally had to heal. It's like I feel like there's some relationship or something that just puts you in this spiral. And I feel like it also blocks like your manifestation ability, because so much energy ends up going towards that. And there may be like these sweet memories, or this something from the past that you're having to, even though there are sweet memories, even though there is love, that's what I want to say. Even though the past situation, whatever you walked away from, person, situation, friendship, it could be anything. You guys will know what it is for you. Like what you've had to walk away from is something you have love for. The Eight of Cups isn't a card where it's not an easy decision, because you already invested love. You've already put so much emotional energy towards something. And it's like but I feel like there's a situation where you're learning that you don't want to always be burdened and having to heal and like overthink and like fight for love. It's like, I feel like you're almost like aligning with the universe's truth and like the version of love that, you know, our spirit guides and like spirit wants for us, which is a very open love. It's not, you don't have to fight for love. You don't have to play games and do all that for it. You know, it's like, and it's like, I feel like you're finally putting a judgment call on any situation that caused overthinking or drained you. And look at like this Four of Swords here. It's like super like chaotic up here and just like a lot of like lines, and it feels kind of like a puzzle, you know? Oh yeah, I was hearing stuck on the puzzle. And I feel like you're leaving a version of love behind where there's sacrifice and drama and passion, and it just can't work. It's like, you know, and you're stepping into a version of love that's easy and reflects self-love within both parties. And so I feel like, yeah, you're stepping into a situation where you're able to have a relationship, and there is a significant relationship, if you haven't already met them, coming in, where this person is going to reflect the level of self-love that you've been learning. And this person isn't going to play games with you, isn't going to have a strategy or an agenda, you know, and you're going to know that, and you're going to be able to put down your guard with this, which is very cool. All right. So for pile number 3, what blessings are coming in? When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. Seriously, that's the song for you guys. I was like, I bet this one's gonna be about love. Like, I just felt that. Yeah, protecting treasure. You've learned how to protect yourself. I want to read this. I love this one from the book. Let me try to find the book. I don't know if I have it right next to me. If I don't, I'll just let it go. But it's a really good lesson that happens in the protecting treasure. Basically, it just talks about knowing yourself as treasure and treating, it's like self-love. It's the side of self-love where you recognize you're something valuable and your energy itself is precious. And you learn that in this card. You learn that. You're learning that. You're learning how precious your own energy is and how you deserve to protect it. And it is something that literally should be protected. Especially from people who may pull on your energy or dim your light or anything like that. Okay, I'm seeing the deck. I want to read it. It's a good one. All right, 39. Find that one. It says, you're always protected and divinely directed. Although this is a time of great risk, know at a fundamental level that you're able to move forward safely and securely. The proverbial nest egg is safe and sound. No matter the fluctuations in the world, guardian angels and other guides are whispering to you, making you aware of their protective presence. Your loyalty is an important theme now. Nurture that which you hold dear. It is a good time to strengthen bonds of friendship and ensure their integrity. If you feel tested right now, know that a true and loyal heart always achieves its aim. Take refuge under an angel's wing. You're not alone. You have no need to fear. Embrace your courage. And then I just want to read, because it's more the reverse meaning. So like, I feel like you're stepping out of the reverse meaning, which is, do you too easily give your loyalty to those who haven't earned it? And I feel like that's something like giving your precious energy to some in a relationship. You're giving it away in the past, maybe to people that didn't really earn it. This is a time to assess your personal loyalties and discern whether they're being returned in kind. Some relationships are made for convenience and some favor one side over the other. Vulnerability born of fear may lead to being taken advantage of. Perhaps the imbalance in your relationship is due to a conscious choice you've made. If so, make sure you aren't being hurt by the arrangement. If you believe you found some kind of protective refuge, be aware that there may be a price to pay. You may need to reassess whether you're compromising yourself in any way to achieve what is an illusion of safety. Be true to your dream and remember that angels will bring you the right people your way to further your path to your highest good. Remain cautious and be conscious of the give and take in all relationships and projects at this time. Don't give away the farm for a smile. Yeah, and so I feel like in the past, yeah, you may have too easily given away your loyalties and ended up being lied to or played with or hurt, you know, because they didn't really deserve it. And you may have felt the need for acceptance or protection in the past, but I feel like that's that self-love you've been giving yourself. And so protecting treasure is learning how to protect yourself and know that you are worthy of protection and to not open up just to anyone. And I feel like that's something you've already been learning, but it's going to bring you such abundance. Yeah, magical shapeshifter. It's like, what I'm hearing is that there's a certain realization or decision that like you'll make that will like instantaneously bring you from cocoon to butterfly. Like I feel like with this, all right, sorry, I ran out of storage, so I had to just fix that really quick. But anyways, what I'm getting is that like, you see this volcano on the judgment? It's like as soon as you make a certain decision or you kind of integrate this lesson that came from the protecting treasure that we just talked about, it's like it instantly transforms your life. And it's like it's like there's no time almost. Like, and I'm seeing the clock too, and it's almost making me think of like how, like, never underestimate how fast things can shift when you shift your energy. And I feel like you're doing this major shifting of your energy and major shifting of yourself, and it's going to rapidly change things into the direction that you want. It's like you find the key and like, look at this key here, and it's like, yeah, look at that time. It's like time becomes irrelevant to spirit when a manifestation, once the doors open, it's instant. And so I just almost feel like there's an instant transformation of circumstance as soon as you kind of continue to let go of that past energy that I feel like we've been talking about. Last strings. It's like as soon as you cut that string and integrate this newer version of your loyalty and refusing to give loyalty to people that don't deserve it, it's like there's like good juju knocking at your door, basically, is what I'm getting. Yeah, one ring circus. Wow. And so I feel like with this one ring circus, it's like as soon as you kind of decide to cut out anything that you use for safety, or anything that like maybe gave you a false sense of like safety or protection, or like a sense of love that is a limited version of love, a love that isn't completely reciprocated. It's like as soon as you learn to love yourself and to be strong enough to protect yourself, it's like then you attract your person that's going to mirror that for you, and it's going to be beautiful because that person is going to have gone through a similar journey, but probably in their own way, right? But they're going to be vibrating on that level of self-love, and so there won't be agendas in your relationship coming in. Yeah, we have mending. Yeah, there's a strong part of your, like, there's a strong sense of karma that you're wrapping up in a strong test that you're passing, because you're mending the past so you can finally leave the past in the past with that mending card. It's like you're finally leaving a part of your self behind that or you're letting it transform. Really, it's not that you're leaving it behind, you're transforming it so it can go with you. You're alchemizing yourself to be more compatible with a new paradigm and a new higher vibration of existence. And so with this exchanging gifts, it's like you're learning about the give and take in relationships, and you're learning to not betray yourself by over giving or under receiving or by any sense of that. It's like there's just an equal flow and an unconditional sense of love, unconditional sense of give and take. And what I'm hearing is that in this new relationship, it's like, I feel like number one, you guys will continue to grow together. It's not that you're going to have to be like 100% healed. It's that you're reaching a higher level of being healed that's going to be mirrored by this person. And so I think it's going to be a lot easier from there on to share in vulnerability with this person that you're going to be meeting. But because I feel like the give and take in this relationship is going to be extremely balanced. And I feel like that's going to be one of the biggest differences that you'll experience within this new love relationship. It's like the passion and like the intensity is going to be there. It's still going to be as intense as you've experienced in the past, but there's going to be a sense of trust and stability and equality in the relationship that's going to be like very welcome, I think, by you. What blessings are coming in for pile number 3? Yeah, look at that. Come to the edge and co-create. Yeah, you're like you're really on this frequency of co-creating with spirit. And there's an element of trust that you're coming into. It's like, I feel like literally this is like pile number 1 was like the first stage. The second stage feels like pile number 2, because the second stage was this energy of this person of feeling coming out of a time period where you've let people kind of hurt you or walk all over you, and you've betrayed yourself by kind of having loyalties to them. Pile number 2 talks about how when you come out of that, you can come out kind of hot, and like it's a beautiful energy when you're kind of like in this. It's like a 7 of Wands, if you guys know tarot. 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands energy, where you are very much coming into your masculine energy and you're standing up for yourself, and like sometimes you're afraid to let other people in though, and so that person's almost in the like I'll be single for life energy, or like I don't really trust myself opening. I don't really want to open up to anyone, and I feel like you guys have gone through all of that, and now you're in this phase where you're opening up. You're going to open up to someone. If you haven't already, you're going to meet someone where you're going to be willing to come to the edge. You're going to be willing to take the risk, because you're going to feel a sense that you've been waiting for this person, and it's going to be a verification of everything you've been through when you meet this person, because it's going to be a product of you having manifested this person and co-creating them. And so when you meet them, it's not going to be a surprise, because they're going to be exactly who you were waiting for, because you didn't manifest it with everything you can think of or dream of, or, you know, as long as it's like possible, right? Like, I mean, you can't say I want a purple unicorn to walk through and like expect that. I mean, I don't know. We don't need to get into the specifics like that, but with co-creation, it's like, there's an element of you being free again to open yourself up to a new form of love. And I feel like that's like the ultimate journey that this entire reading has been about. It has been about opening yourself up, learning to open yourself up to the right energies, learning to bring your loyalty to the right person, stepping in your power, not letting people take your power. And I feel like you guys are very much at the end of that journey. And you're walking through the door where you're safe to love again and you're yourself again. And that's beautiful. There's a strong restoration and butterflying effect going on with you guys. And I feel like it's almost a accumulation of what I've just read. But like, yeah, with who the sea and the building blocks, you've built up your foundation. And it's like, just like that, out of nowhere, everything comes together. Everything changes for the positive. Everything that you've been wishing and manifesting for in your job, in your, what you're supposed to do for your career, who you're supposed to be with. It's like no time has passed, and it's like suddenly you've repaired your own ship. You've been spending time repairing your own ship, and you're on your last leg, and it's like time to go. And Spirit's kind of saying it's time to go to the sea. It means the opportunity is right, is what I'm hearing, to move forward and to open up your heart. So I do feel like there is someone coming in for you if you're not already with them. But if you're already with them, then you'll know what I'm talking about. I want to read Come to the Edge. I feel like that's a really fun one. But I feel like this is what's fun about this. It says, courage, taking a leap of faith, overcoming fear, and accepting risk. Facing the unknown is the only choice you really have right now if you want to progress. It's okay to be afraid. Now is the time to take a risk that is not calculated, to feel the exhilaration as you ready yourself for a leap of faith. Spirit is present, so let go of your fear. You're called to express your true self. Listen to your heart and soul, not your head. Come to the edge and discover that you can fly. You must take a step into the unfamiliar so you can find your miracles. And it says, relationship message. It's scary to be truly intimate with someone, to allow him or her to see all of you, especially the parts of you kept hidden and protected. Now is the time to take the risk and let yourself be seen, truly seen. It's important that you speak up, voice what you need, state who you are, and say what you hope for. This is not a time to play it safe, but to take a leap of faith. You'll be glad you did. If you seek a relationship, the same applies. Take one step toward the gods and they will deliver what you truly desire. Yeah, and so it's just, you're kind of getting ready to fly. Like, you're getting ready, like, think about also like, the butterfly flapping its wings for the first time and taking flight. They're coming out of their cocoon. It's a risk, right? It's like kind of a time, but you're strong enough. And so I feel like with this pile, your blessing is a realization of this journey that you've been on, and a final cutting of cords with the old self almost, and finally transmuting the last drops of this journey and fully stepping onto this new paradigm. Yeah. And seeing everything be worth it. So you guys, I feel like for this is a major love relationship coming in. This is the person that you might marry. This is the person you'll spend the rest of your life with coming in, if this pile is resonating with you. And you're going to have your 10 of Cups. And 10 of Cups is this beautiful abundance of everything you need in the emotional realm, and a continuation of choices made through love, not choices made through thinking and strategy. And I feel like that's why that came out, is like, and that's what it said with Come to the Edge. There's an ability that you're coming into of releasing the need to be fearful and feel like you can't be safe to fully pick through love, you know? And I know that we all started off on this journey too eager to give, right? A lot of people, especially people that are going to be resonating with this journey that we've been talking about, but like, it's almost like a full circle return to self, where you're going to be just as loving and just as giving, but now you have more wisdom and more boundaries and protection, and you know who you are, and you're very empowered standing in it, right? But in the past, it's like you had that good heart, that loving heart that wanted to give, and you maybe didn't even have any strategy, but then you lost your innocence by people coming in and taking advantage of that. And then it triggers this whole dark night of the soul where you feel like you're the villain and yada, yada, you know? And then, but I feel like you've gotten here and you've gotten to the end of the journey, and it's time to fly again. It's time to fully be yourself again, a new version of yourself that's brighter than ever. You haven't even met this. It's even bigger and brighter than what we've known. You know, it's unknown, but it's beautiful. And Spirit's saying, keep going. You're transforming really quick. It's a beautiful energy, truly. Let's see what other cards I want to get. All right, so for pile number 3, Spirit, it's like I'm hearing catapult. It's like you're just going to catapult into this final, this new, it's a new, completely new energy. but it's what you've been working for. It's like what you've suffered for. It's what you've fought for. Yeah, look at that. Justice. Justice is coming in. In justice, you're being rewarded karmically. That good juju, you're getting positive karma here. And everything has its place. It's like you're finally like letting the scales balance themselves. And yeah, it says gifts from the past. It's like all of the choices that you've made and everything is finally leading to this gift, which is your own transformation and your own new phase. Yeah, visions. It's like you knew what you're creating. And you're going to see, it's like, it's going to feel amazing because it's like, it makes everything make sense and it makes everything feel fair. You're going to have this sense of, I can forgive everything because in the end, that thing that hurt me, that person is what I can understand was a stepping stone to my own growth. And I can forgive any sense of regrets from the past or resentment or shame or anything that's still lingering in my body. That's a feeling of fear or of inadequacy. And it's like you're fully jumping into abundance. Yeah, cast your sacred symbol. And then I feel like every place you go, you are now imprinting on the earth in a beautiful way. So, and you're going to change people's lives, you know, by being in this energy. Beautiful. Pile number 3, Spirit. What blessings are coming? It says, wait for winter. During the colder months, the fairy queen of winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. Whatever wishes you've been putting in during this winter time period of your life, which I feel like there has been with this 4 of Swords, you have gone through the winter already. And so whatever seeds you planted in that time period for relationship, what you want in your relationships, what you want in your career, literally what you want in anything, they're coming to whatever you envision for yourself here, because your intentions are for the highest good of all. Like, trust that they're coming in. Whatever you've been wanting, it's like time is what I'm hearing. We also have shine from within. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. This is a time for self-acceptance and revealing your true beauty. And it's like this fairy, and it's like you're about to emerge is how I feel. I feel like you're about to emerge from the cocoon. You've gone through everything you need, and now you're ready to shine. You're ready to be seen with your beautiful wings that are coming from you. And look at that, self-acceptance, self-love, and just no shame. I just feel like there's this energy of leaving shame in the past and really jumping into self-love and self-appreciation. Yeah, look at this manifestation, literally beautiful. Be very honest and clear about what you wish to manifest in your life. Now write it down on paper, manifestation step 1. So Spirit's saying, you're in an extremely strong energy of manifestation. You're a powerful manifester. You've done all the steps to be 100% deserving. So Spirit's saying, dream big and dream your life into being. And there you go. You've done it is kind of what I'm hearing. It's like manifestation. I just like love that this card comes out in a manifestation reading because I feel like your manifestations are coming in. And so even maybe in the past, you guys have written it down. If you haven't, I definitely recommend this. I definitely use this technique myself, which is like called scripting, or just like writing down like what your ideal relationship would be like, what your ideal job would be. I literally did this and like everything came in, and it sounds like crazy or just like, I don't know, like hoopla, but it's not. Like if your soul is honest with it and your soul is honest with like for example, I want a relationship where I feel comfortable to talk about things that make me scared or like make me feel uncomfortable. Like I want someone who's going to be supportive of me. I want someone who's going to like to see me be happy. I want to be, and I wrote down all these things that are more inner traits. It's not like, oh, someone, but I did even write some other ones. I was like someone that is taking care of themselves, and it literally comes in like it's crazy. What else for pile number 3? It says, find balance. Find the balance between your work, rest, playtime, and you'll have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. So Spirit, I do feel so. And then we also have celebration coming out. So it says, get ready to let your hair down and celebrate. It's time to go out and dance and play. An invitation could be on the way. So I feel like what Spirit is saying is like, if you've been kind of hard on yourself, or you've been like kind of powerhousing through this like spiritual journey, like ascension, it's like a lot of work. Spirit's saying it's time to let more positive and fun flowing energies in and to have more fun, because I feel like you've done what you needed to do. I feel like you very much have been, there was a time to put in all this work towards yourself, and there was a time to put your nose out and grind and like do shadow work and all that. But Spirit's saying it's time to come out and celebrate. And look at that. Look at this little couple here. I just feel like you're going to have beautiful times ahead of 3 of Cups energy. it's time to rebalance out and allow more fun in your life and allow more abundance because you've done the work. It's like your life wasn't supposed to be going through shadow work for like years on end. It was supposed to be a precursor to you stepping into your true self and your true form and bringing in those relationships. And so Spirit's saying you can let your hair down, you can relax and breathe, and you've done it. Like, you've done the work. Huge congratulations, pile number 3. Like, you have good juju coming your way. You can relax. You can let yourself be proud of yourself. You can be happy. You can give yourself a pat on the back. You can buy yourself something nice if you can. Yeah. Anything else for pile number 3? Look at this. It says wisdom. I just feel like you guys have become so wise, and then literally wisdom and abundance. I feel like the wisdom you've gained is going to continue to pour more. You've gained the wisdom of abundance. You've gained the wisdom of how to manifest. I feel like you guys are have learned so much on the journey that you've been on, and you guys are so wise. And I just feel like Spirit just wants to say, like, basically pat on the back and just know that, like, you've become very wise and you have so much abundance coming towards you. It's not even funny. Whatever you want, you know. Yeah, we have receptivity too. So I feel like what Spirit is saying is to make sure that you aren't overworking yourself or feeling like there's still a lot more to do. Because if you keep telling yourself, oh, I like still have more to do to transform myself, you may push blessings away, or you may push away the experience of being accomplished. And so I just almost feel like there's a need for you to like slow down and be like, wait, like, I'm here. Like, it's here and I can walk in, I can walk through the door. The door's right in front of me. Like, and so I almost feel like there's doors in front of you and there's a need to be receptive to Spirit telling you that the hard times are over. It's time to walk into the good times, right? It's time to really ground yourself there and be receptive to be in your divine feminine energy, because maybe you guys are naturally in that, but you guys have had to really be in your masculine energy. You've been growing that. Now it's time to balance out divine masculine, divine feminine. So have your boundaries, have your needs clearly stated, be who you are without anyone being able to tell you anything about it, but also be in your receptive energy of knowing that you deserve everything without having to lift a finger, you know. You're inherently worthy of it. And so if it's being presented to you, make sure that you are willing to have a good time and willing to receive and willing to jump in, right? And it'll get easier over time too. But yeah, this was a really beautiful reading. I really enjoyed doing this. I hope that it resonated with you guys. If it did, please hit the like button. It really supports my channel. Leave me a comment. I love to see how you guys thought about the readings, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next pick a card reading. And I hope to connect with your energy sometime soon.